All right. Like duplication into the comment section. You know, we want to make sure that every we have want to make. Can anybody? Hey, if you see someone on your team right now, raise your hand if you see someone on your team. Okay. We got a couple of you. That's nice, right? I didn't do this yesterday, but I want to find out how many of you here came with part of your team. Raise your hand if you're here with some of your team. It's like we're up here. It's nice to gather a group, right? Not just alone. This isn't an alone business. We want to be always having someone holding our hand, walking us through, be there, have that community. So for those of you joining us at home, Patty Mitchell, Amanda Brown, Cocoa Gomez, Michelle Conn, it's so good to see all of you. Let's see this right here. I want to make sure you can see and hear me. This is the way we practiced yesterday. Where are you at? Okay, we're trying. You're not yet. Where are you at? All right. Well, you all here. You might have a little bit of a delay. Now they're here. Now they're doing it. All right. So now that we have engaged them, I want to remind everyone, and those of you that have your phones with you, that Airport is personal social media, and those check in on them. Go make comments. Help that message get out further. The GoPro is happening right now.
Jamie.
Oh.
Yeah, I did.
Did it stream pretty good?
It did. I mean, there were a few little glitchy parts, but
We had it on her hotspot off of her phone.
did it block my phone?
It says connecting. So I don't.
We surround ourselves with great people as we continue to trend up. So a couple of things for the day before I bring Eric up here to go into some duplication processes. First and foremost, our lunch today is going to be 90 minutes. We're going to have additional time. So for those of you at home that are part of the VIP lunch, that is going to start a little bit later today. Okay, it's going to be about 45 to 60 minutes into the lunch that we'll start the VIP lunch, but we want to make sure that we have plenty of time for lunch here today. So keep that in mind. A few other things. We are going to be discussing a tool this morning as well. A tool that is one part of what we can do. And a lot of times when we have shiny objects or things that are valuable, they can be a distraction to the overall goal if we can just focus on a tool. When we talk about tools today and we're discussing those things, this is a very powerful tool.
Yes.
And yet it is one piece of the puzzle. And so as we go through it, get excited about it, realize that here today, there's going to be a great opportunity for you to use those tools in your life, but also just one part of the overall process that we have. We've got to get ourselves educated. We've got to have great support system. We've got to have community. But is it also nice to have some tools to make the business a whole lot easier? What do you think? Okay, so let's see. How many of you by raising hand would love to see a cool AI tool today that can help your business? Okay, we're going to be going over that a little bit later today as well. So a lot of great things to cover for the day. As we're progressing through the event today, keep that energy level high. For those of you that are following along at home, stay on screen. Stay on time. Make sure that you're jumping back into the session the moment it gets started. Look at your dashboard. Look for the new buttons that pop up and the new opportunities that are there for things that you can click on. So as you do that and you're participating, your teammates are watching you sometimes. And every time you come up on the screen back here, let's put a couple people up here in the back right here if we could. Let's put Cindy Wolf up here. She's in room 7. Clarissa Doonan in room 7. Let's grab Patrick Isaacson in room 12. And just if you could just kind of put some extra individuals back here. I want to show you what it looks like. When you're at home and you're participating, you're engaged and you're here, we can see you. And when we can see you, we can engage with you and have a great time with you. So we're going to get this meeting started. For those of you that are on these screens, hey, give us your best. Give us that best energy. Okay, we don't want to be slowing down as we go through this today. Now, over the last week, there have been 2 of the most important days in network marketing history. I've said that twice this week, by the way, and I'm not an expert on network marketing. I hope I made that clear earlier. That is, I do not claim to be an expert on anything. However, I can do math with coaching. So please help me. Yesterday, about 50,000 before lunch, 50,000 people that had the opportunity to participate in reaching out to 100 new people or 100 people and getting those conversations started. Okay, well, how many of those 50,000 do you think did it percentage wise? 10%, 20, 50? Okay, she's saying 40. I'm gonna go with your number. I like, you said 20. I'm like 40. Okay, she's like, we're networkers. We know how to do this. So what is that? 20,000 people. Let's just say that, you know, 20,000 people did. And some of you did a whole lot more. That's just those that were tuned in to the GoPro experience. What about the live streamers? Do you think some of those took action as well? Now, I don't quote me on this, but I heard some rumors that there were about 1 million streams. So 1 million, let's say 10% of those people took action, and we're going for the 10%. Well, that's a lot of people taking action, starting conversations. When I say the 2 most important days in network marketing history happened, here's why. Yesterday, Eric got you moving. Did he not? Absolutely, he got you moving, and he does that. I remember when he was doing this, like, we're going to do 100, and I was in the back going, you just can stand up there for a while people just do the text, and he's just walking around, he's talking to you. He's forcing activity, isn't he? So powerful. He's going to do the same thing here today. So as he's forcing that activity, write down your action items. What is it that I'm going to do? What is it that I'm going to be able to achieve? What are the steps that I need to take? What are the things that I need to invest in? What are the changes I need to make in my life? Make those notes, circle them, and commit. I want to find the commitment level that we have. Yesterday, we committed to a full level of energy for this entire training. So let's see how we're doing. How many of you, by raise a hand, will commit to giving 100% of your energy all day? Fantastic. This is going to be amazing. Now, the other day, first most important day, we got a couple of you back up here. Let's put them back up. I love that. Okay. The other important day was the CEO Summit. And the reason that was so important is this. I told you to get into a flow state. Sometimes you do dangerous things or scary things. Can you imagine being in a room with 60 CEOs from the network marketing community? That's scary. I mean, like to stand up here and all of these individuals and Eric sitting there saying, "You're doing it wrong. This is how to do it right."
Good morning. How are you?
He was so bold that those CEOs, those executives are going to go home and make massive changes. That's the other reason. 2 of the most important days in network marketing history have happened this week because of Network Marketing Pro and Eric. Let's give him a nice round of applause for that. Now, it's up to you. We're going to bring Eric up right now, and it is up to you to help him feel very, very welcome. So today is the day. We've got some upside down. How? He's in China. He's in China. Look, he's upside down because he's in China. That is the best. I love it. Thank you for putting him up there. Hi, everyone. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna bring Eric back up here, but I want to keep in mind those commitments that we have made to ourselves, to our business, to the energy, to the participation. Those happen today and through the rest of the day. So, without further ado, let's bring Eric Worre back up here, ladies and gentlemen. Network Marketing Pro, GoPro founder, Eric Worre.
Good morning. How are you? Hello, everybody at home. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. If you're alive, you're awake. Fantastic. All right, have a seat. How's it going? You guys get a good night's sleep?
Yes. 100%.
With your dreams, how many of you were like, "Oh my God, I got so many people to text back. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so booked right now. You know, I got stuff happening." So here's what I'd like you to do. First of all, those of you at home, around the world, first, I want you to set this as an aspirational goal to be here. You know, maybe it's next year, next time. Find a way to be here, because being in the room is special. Being able to interact is special. I don't know how we're going to do it, but everybody here is going to be in our home on Sunday night. It's going to be a party. The neighbors are already pissed. I had to have a little calm down conversation with a couple of the neighbors because of the CEOs that came over later. One correction, I didn't tell your CEOs they were doing it wrong. I said, there's ways we can all do better. And here's what I'm seeing in the world, and we can make some course corrections in order to be able to improve, okay? So I would never imply that they're screwing up, even though some of them are just a little bit. No, I'm just teasing. So what I'd like you to do is in the comments, just from the one assignment yesterday, all business is what? Conversation. How many conversations did you start approximately? And how many have responded approximately? So give me one number slash the other number. Okay, one slash the other. Look at the numbers now. Have the camera take a look at these numbers. Just watch the scroll. All business is conversation. Take a look. Was that hard or easy what we did yesterday? Easy. But what's easy to do is easy not to do. It's easy if you take your eye off the ball.
I know.
What gift did we as a group give each other yesterday? The gift was we loaded our December before it started. We filled up the calendar before it's even going. Is that something that would be a good idea to put into your calendar to do January 1st, January 2nd, February 1st, March 1st, April 1st? Let's say half of this room did that with their team the first of every month or the first few days of every month, and the other half didn't. And we come back and compare notes a year from today. Who's going to have a bigger result? And it's not even going to be close. The group, just from that one thing, the thing that gets me excited about leverage, tiny little adjustments, tiny little levers can create big results. Okay, so I'm excited to talk to you guys today about duplication. We're going to get to that in a second, and I want to introduce something that's going to help you get past the limiting belief that you might have in your head at the moment. And before I do that, I want to remind you, we categorized ourselves into one of three groups yesterday. You remember? Group number one, if you feel stuck, here's what I could be doing, here's what I should be doing, here's what I'm doing. I can't get out of my own way. I'm going to give you some tools to start thinking about that today. That's a little bit of a process, to be honest. If you're stuck, it's probably some old programming. If you're stuck, it's probably some limiting beliefs that have sunk their teeth into your life. If you're stuck, there's going to be some self-evaluation, because most people are stuck not because they choose to be stuck. They're stuck because they have a blind spot. They can't even see it. So sometimes they need some help, right? So stuck as far as I don't know why I'm not doing what I should be doing. I get excited. I'm here at GoPro. I'm ready to go. But I leave here and then life gets in the way. So I'm going to help you understand today how you can do it. Start learning some things by yourself, or if you want to go faster, you'll have an opportunity today for me to help you a little bit more personally, like to help you get unstuck. One, in your mindset. Two, in your recruiting results. If you feel like you'd like to be able to recruit a little bit more effortlessly, if you'd like to be able, if 100 new personal recruits in the next 12 months would make a difference for you in your business, I just want to talk about results, techniques, tactics, all that stuff will get you there. But first of all, get that through your mind and start imagining what would happen if I did that. Be a big growth opportunity, yes? And then the third part of being unstuck is duplication. And I was stuck with duplication for 3.5 years. All I had was addition and subtraction. I would take action because I was hungry, ambitious, and I had no place else to go. I had no other options. I didn't have a lot of choices. Nobody was trying to recruit me. Nobody was knocking on my door saying, please come to work for our corporation. Nobody. So I was ambitious enough to do the thing I was uncomfortable doing. I was ambitious enough to figure out the recruiting thing because I would just make up in numbers what I lacked in skill. If somebody could get 9 out of 10 and I could only get 1 out of 10, I could beat that person if there was a contest because I'd do 100 and get 10. They'd do 10 and get 9. I'd win. Okay. But the biggest emotional struggle for me was I couldn't get people to go to work. I could not get people to engage. And I felt bad. Have any of you ever felt bad that maybe you're letting your team down? That, you know, it's just like, I don't feel equipped to be able to help you go where you want to go. And I'm sorry, you know, I'd rationalize it. So, oh, it's your business, you know, but at the same time, I wasn't the leader I needed to be in order to be able to unlock duplication because it's a skill set to unlock duplication. So if you feel like you're stuck either on mindset, recruiting, or duplication, level 1, right? You're a 1. We talked about. If you have some fundamental skills and you feel like you want to unlock your leadership, to become a better leader, to cause people to take more action, right? That's level 2. And if you'd like to duplicate leadership within your organization and build an empire on systems, global reach, massive duplication throughout your organization, legacy of leadership, and you're making it 250,000 a year or better, that's level 3, right? So again, how many here in the room feel like they're in group 1? Group 1, raise your hands. Fantastic. How many feel like you're in group 2? You got basic skills, goes through a break, so you become a better leader. How many people feel like you're in level 3? You got 250, but you want to really ramp it up. All right, fantastic. One more question I wanted to ask. Yeah, 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. I see a lot of 1s and 2s. A lot of 1s and 2s. Fantastic. Wonderful. There's a couple 3s in there. Great. Congratulations. 2 need to be a 3. Right. Once you get through level 1, you got to get to level 2. You got to get it done, right? We are in a progression business. We're trying to move ourselves and our teams from kind of group to group to group to group. That's called duplication of skills, not just duplication of recruiting. It's duplication of all these different things to be able to unlock our potential. This is the good part of our business. This is the scale of our business. This is the leverage of our business. It's the most exciting part of our business. And when you don't have it figured out, it is by far the most frustrating part of our business. At least it was for me. Really, really tough. Once I figured it out, I'm like, oh my gosh. I almost felt like I was cheating because I worked hard. How many of you work hard? You feel like you work hard and you're just like, there's people that didn't seem like they were working as hard as me, but they were getting bigger results. So I had to go figure it out. So I was like, earlier, maybe they're in a different country, maybe they have a better upline. I learned to let that stuff go. Control what I could control. Before I move forward, I just want to ask everybody at home, if you've signed any customers or distributors just from the conversations we have yesterday, put customers in the one line, then a slash, and then distributors in the second line, just out of curiosity, just from the conversations already started. Anybody?
I don't want to say. Did anybody sign
Zero,
anybody?
Margaret says.
Since yesterday when we did our.
Customer.
from the conversation.
No so far, 2 and 0, 45 and 52. Amazing.
No, he just have.
Said customer.
Sent a video
Or
introduction.
investors.
Which one?
Oh, right.
I would be surprised if you got a lot in a short period of time. I just want to kind of take inventory. How many people in the room have added somebody? I know you guys have been busy, have added somebody in the last 24 hours since we had the conversation.
Someone added
Raise your
105
hands.
people.
Let me see, let me see. All right, so
Just
5-10% of the room.
insane.
It's gonna be more. It's gonna be more. How many of you said, I'll get back to you after the weekend? Yeah, because I'm busy right now. I'll get back to you.
I felt weird doing that when you're the one that's.
All business conversation. This little tiny hack will change everything. So when I started Network Marketing Pro, social media just showed up. My kids told me, don't join Facebook or we're gonna quit. Join Facebook, it's only for students. Don't be a creepy old
My
guy,
kids said that about Snapchat.
creeper, weirdo,
Like,
get out of here.
oh,
I'm like, no, I think that there's something. So I started down that road and I've made every mistake in the world that you could possibly make on social media, but here's what I'll tell you. I built an audience. I mean, somewhere like last 30 days, my reach is around 20 million-ish. 20 to 30 million people view the content that I put out for free. Yeah. Not knowing anything, not feeling like I had the skills, I was willing to start before I had it figured out. And I was willing to course correct and use plan to review in order to be able to get better. But the other thing I've also realized, social media is very powerful, and there's some unicorns running around inside your organizations that have cracked the code. Whether they're beautiful or they're charismatic or, you know, they're an expert at some topic and they just have figured out how to do this. But what about the rest of the world? What about the rest of us that maybe feel a little bit intimidated by this whole social media thing? You know, some of the unicorns out there say, go live every day. How many of you do it? Few of you, a few of you, but most don't. How can we get duplication on reach? Okay, if we can reach more people more effectively, then we can start more conversations, yes? What if there was a tool that made you look amazing on social media, even if you didn't have any skill at all? What if there was a tool that made you look like a rock star? What if there was a tool that would help you find prospects specific to your business? What if there was a tool that told you exactly what to say to those prospects if they comment or like or do anything interacting with any of your posts? What if it gave you all of that? It'd be cool, right?
it would. I agree.
As you can imagine, I've been approached by probably 500 technology people, and they all think they have the coolest thing in the world. And here's been my bias. Well, we need this CRM, or we need this, you know, this tool, we need that tool. I'm like, I have one. It's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's LinkedIn, it's X. I still don't understand that name, but
What is that? X for Twitter.
I have one. It's right here. What do I need something else for? It's all there. But how do you maximize those platforms in order to be able to get the reach? How do you figure out the algorithms and all that stuff? So I've been approached over and over and over and over a million times. And I've said no for 7 years. This is the only time I've said yes. And I'll tell you why, because it's ready. And not only is it going to help you look better for me, what I'm excited for, is it's gonna help you connect with an audience that you're not connected with now, and it's gonna help create more conversations. And once it does, you're gonna easily find your pivot point. And when you find the pivot point, you can talk to them about your product or your opportunity. And most people I know are a little bit intimidated by all this stuff. Like, I'm trying to go build my business. I'm trying to talk to customers. I'm trying to talk to, I don't have time to go down the rabbit hole. And you don't want your people to go down the rabbit hole either. You don't want them all distracted with every single tech that goes down the road. I mean, if you're like me, how many of you have played with ChatGPT once or twice?
You know he's talking.
How many use it every
It
day?
just sounded like Chinese.
I don't. I mean, probably should, don't. I'm busy doing other stuff. It's like a magic trick. I play with the magic trick. Oh, look what it popped up. You know, tell me about Eric Worre. Oh, look. It kind of did it. You know, it's not bad. But all the other things have been a little bit screwy to me. So we're going to introduce something to you this morning. We formed a partnership with this organization to be able to bring this technology to all of you. You're the first ones to see it from this perspective. And we're going to give all of you free use of it in order to be able to check it out, kick the tires, figure it out. Not forever, but you're going to be able to test it out. And I promise you, you're going to love it. It's ready. It's ready. So I want you to welcome out the founder of this company who's going to walk you through a full demo, and then I'll come out and talk to you about how it all works, or my thoughts about it afterwards. He's going to talk about how it works. Please welcome Justin Balababa. Come on.
Thank you so much. This is amazing. I want to start with a question. Who here is wearing socks? Socks. Okay.
Well.
So if you're wearing socks, I have a warning for you.
This might
Over the
not
next
be
30
soft.
minutes, I'm gonna knock your socks.
You were ready.
Our goal at NowSite is very simple. We are not focused on other industries at all. Our only mission is to help network marketers succeed. That's it. We are not that new. I started this company 7 years ago. We've invested $20 million into the product that you're about to see. We are A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. We're excellent on Trustpilot. We have our product working in 140 different countries, and yes, it works in your language. With 70,000 users around the world today. A year ago, in fact, almost exactly a year ago, it was November 30th, 2022. The AI revolution really began when ChatGPT hit the market. I tried it, and within about 24 hours, I knew this was different. I knew this would change the world. And I bet my entire company on it. And a year later, I can tell you that we are miles ahead of everybody else. It's not close, and you'll see. What we can do, the capabilities that we have in our system are unlike anything else. They are truly amazing, and I'm not overselling it. You're going to see for yourself. What we have today to show you is the easiest, most powerful system ever for network marketers. And it's not because we've invested a bunch of money. And it's not because AI is kind of magical, even though those things are absolutely true. It's because that we've spent 7 years developing a profound understanding of you and the challenges that you face every day in your business. And our goal is just to help you solve. Even if you don't like technology, and I know that's most of you, we've built this for people who have struggled with technology. People who maybe you've tried other tools, found them complicated, found them ineffective. The reason why, and Eric said it perfectly, he's been approached by hundreds of other firms. The reason I'm standing in front of you today is because we're different. And whatever your expectations are of network marketing software, I assure you that those expectations are about to be shattered. So let's get started. We're going to start with the biggest problem of all, probably the problem that over 90% of network marketers face today. It sounds something like this. Social media is intimidating. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to respond to all my prospects. I don't know what to post on social media. I'm not technical at all. I can't get engagement on social media, something like that. You're all saying basically the same thing.
Sorry.
You're all saying, I'm stuck. And the next 5 minutes, what you're going to see in the next 5 minutes,
that's what he said.
is how we can help with AI, with our system, create a professional brand for you and turn you into a social media rock star. Okay? Here's how. First, sign up. We'll talk more about that. Our AI engine will ask you a few questions. Very simple. You answer them. It will learn about you. It will really learn about your interests, your writing style. It will get to know you. Then your AI will create a personal brand. You'll get a motto for your own personal brand. You'll get an inspiring life story. It'll do a remarkably accurate personality analysis of you. And we're going to do this together right now. Okay. While you're watching this, I'm going to show you a short demonstration of how this works. Click by click. Okay. Nothing up my sleeves. I want you to ask yourself as you're watching this, can I do this? Can I see myself doing this, or is this too complicated? I think that you're going to agree that it is absolutely simple enough to use. So, sign up. First thing that you're going to do is your AI is going to ask you 5 questions. The first one, what's your name? Mine is Justin Bellababa. Second question, it's going to want to know about your interests. In my case, I like CrossFit. I live in London, England. I got pretty into soccer. My team is Chelsea FC. And I'm into rugby. Sorry, everybody. And I'm into AI. Next question, it wants to know my occupation. For this, let's pretend that I'm a network marketer. Okay, so I'll say I'm a network marketer. What I love about it, I love the independence. I love the travel and meeting amazing people. So far, so good. Question number 4. What are your goals and dreams? Wants to know your aspirations, right? Get inside your head a little bit. What makes you tick? I want to visit every continent maybe, and I want to help people achieve financial independence. Last question, we're almost there. It's going to ask me about books and movies and sports and things that I like. All of this is going to be used in building social media content for you. So I like soccer, I like rugby, I like skiing. My favorite movie happens to be Braveheart. Favorite book, okay, you like that one more than Chelsea FC? My favorite book, Great Gatsby. And that's it. So I've now answered 5 questions and the AI is ready to go to work. So now it's going to understand my interests.
Your AI can think.
It knows I like network marketing and travel. It recommends popular figures I likely admire. Robert Kiyosaki, Richard Branson, Miss Eric Worre, so I can add that. Now I can customize my writing style just with these little toggles. More emojis, more humor, friendlier, more formal, less formal, whatever you want until it feels like your unique writing style. I'm gonna tell it about my business. I'm just gonna make one up, okay? I'm gonna call it Sunshine Travel. And I'm gonna say we provide the best vacation packages at the lowest prices. That's all I'm giving it. That's it, okay? And now it's ready to build my personal brand. So what can you do for me? How about a motto first? Explore, connect, empower, unlock your freedom. That's pretty bang on given what I gave it so far. Next thing I did is I asked for a inspiring story. I'm Justin Balbaba, passionate network marketer who thrives on independence and the joy of connecting with people across the globe. My work is my gateway to adventure and so on, and it's perfect. Thank you. Then it's going to do a personality analysis of me as well. It says that I'm a vibrant and sociable individual, passionate about making connections and fostering freedom through network marketing. I have my adventurous spirit. I find joy in the energy of a soccer game, and so on and so on. So in, 3 or 4 minutes, we now have the beginning of a real personal brand.
Huh.
Next, we're going to turn you into a social media rock star, okay? You are going to get more likes and comments. You are going to build a loyal audience. You're going to create tons of new conversations. We've been talking about conversations are the lifeblood of this business. We have what we call the STAR system. 3 steps. STAR stands for self-confident, trustworthy, authentic, and relatable. That's how we're going to help you come across on social media. Self-confident, trustworthy, authentic, and relatable. This system is so good that we can make this guarantee. Check this out. If you use the STAR system, we guarantee that you will double your social media results in 30 days. That's a money-back guarantee. You will increase by 100% your likes, your comments, your conversations, your engagement, or your money back. I've never heard of such a thing in my life, but we can offer it because it works. I'm going to show you how it works, click by click. And again, just think, can I do this? All right. So here we go. This is really cool. First step, post on social media. You can do all kinds of different posts. The AI will create them for you. Images with captions. If you have your own image, we'll write the caption. If you have a video, we'll write the caption for YouTube or TikTok or Reels. If you want a short post, if you want a long blog post, it will do all of that. But the biggest problem people have, they don't know what to post in the first place. So our most popular button is the surprise me button, where the AI will take a detail from your profile and create an amazing original post like this. Hey dreamers, who here has a bucket list? One of my big dreams is to explore every continent. How awesome would that be? Let's chat about your travel goals, etc. Hashtag travel goals, hashtag explore more. But look, that's amazing. But you don't just get a Facebook post. It's optimized for Instagram. It's optimized for LinkedIn. It's optimized for Twitter, X. So instead of just one post, in a single click, you now have 4 optimized posts that sound like you, that are original, professional, and ready to go. Click again and we can do it again. You have unlimited access to this. So we have another post.
1,000.
Ever felt like your love for travel clashes with your financial goals?
I'm joking.
Here's my
Oh,
go-to tip, like real value.
I'm just waiting.
Automate
Oh,
your
okay.
savings. Set up a separate account for your travel adventures, even a few bucks a week. You'll be packing that suitcase before you know it. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X. Again, unlimited access to original content every single time. And these posts truly are better than 99% of the content I see online today.
Change it for that social media.
So that's step one, okay? We are now able to post anytime on social media. Step two, we are going to help you write amazing comments on other people's posts to help you generate more engagement. So look how easy this is, okay? If you can click, you can generate posts. If you can copy and paste, you can generate comments. Here's how this works.
Oh, no.
I click on comment. Maybe I'm on Facebook right now, okay? And there's a post from my friend Ryan wishing his wife a happy anniversary. It's a pretty long post. I don't really want to read that. It's pretty long. I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to paste it into our system. I'm going to click generate. And now I'm going to have a friendly, thoughtful, positive comment from my friend. Happy anniversary to you both. Here's to a lifetime of those just us moments and grand adventures ahead. You guys are a couple goals. And that's my writing style. I asked for lots of emojis. I asked for lots of capitalization, exclamation marks, paste it back in. And that is so much better than a like.
Right.
How much can you stand out now with these comments that sound just like you would write if you had the time?
Think about it. How long does it take you to comment on somebody else's stuff?
So far, so good? So we are posting amazing content. We're writing thoughtful, friendly, fantastic comments. Step three is we need to start some conversations.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we spent an hour starting conversations. I'm going to show you how to make that even easier. Okay. Step three, when you post and someone likes your post, I'm going to help you start a conversation with that person. Okay, so what you're going to see is I shared a photo from like 12 years ago on Facebook. That's my little boy, Ronan, the little baby. And we ran into LeBron James in the street. Okay, so I reposted it and I got some likes on it. So I want to start some conversations. So I'm just posting or pasting the text of my post. And let's say that, my friend Mike liked it. So I'll say, my friend Mike liked my post. And my AI will generate the perfect conversation starter.
Yeah, that would be.
Hey, Mike, thanks for the love on my throwback pic with Ronan and LeBron. Can you believe it's been 12 years? Time sure flies, huh? And I can now take that thoughtful conversation starter and I can send that to him over Messenger, over any DM, over text message, whatever I want. And that's how I can start real, authentic conversations with ease. So look, that is the STAR system. Post, comment, start conversations. I hope now that you've seen it, you agree there's no tech skills needed. If you can click, you can generate amazing social content. If you can copy and paste, you can generate thoughtful comments, you can build engagement, and you can now start conversations effortlessly. Here's the thing I want you to know, though. There's nothing gimmicky about the STAR system. There's no tricks. The STAR system is based on a proven formula, the proven formula for success. Talk to any influencer, and they'll tell you exactly what they do. They generate quality posts, they make thoughtful comments to their followers, and they start conversations. That is literally how it's done. There's no trick here. All we've done is we've made it unbelievably easy for you to do. Like Dr. Kathleen, before using my AI, my September 18th post had 59 views, but after implementing it, my posts received 241. Mary Kate says, I can't believe what my AI is doing for my business. My engagement went from 471 to a whopping 1374 impressions. It's really amazing. Alma said, posting on with my AI landed me a $2,000 a month paid collaboration on Instagram, a 125% increase in engagement. And we could go on with literally thousands of examples like this. If you use this, soon you're going to start having lots and lots of conversations with prospects. You're going to be dealing with questions. You're going to be dealing with their objections more and more. You're going to be sending them videos. You're going to need to follow up. You're going to need to close lots of sales. You might be thinking, how will I know what to say in every single possible sales situation? We've got you covered. Our newest feature that we actually just released this week is called Help Me Reply. And honestly, this is the best sales tool I've ever seen in my life. All you do, paste the conversation that you're having over email, over text message, over messenger, any conversation. And our trained AI-powered sales expert will tell you exactly what to say next. Let's check it out.
I'm just gonna keep laughing at AI stuff. Our trained.
So I click Help Me Reply, and I've got an example of a conversation that I'm having in Facebook with my friend. I ask him, how's business? He said, not so good. I tell him about my opportunity. He shows some interest. I offer to send a video. He says, sure. Then he says, I watched the video. It looks cool, but I don't think I have the time for this. We've heard that one before. Instead of struggling about what to say, all you need to do is copy this conversation, the entire thing, paste it in, and the AI-powered sales expert will help you decide what to say next. No worries, Pierre, time is a common concern. Just curious, do you have a plan to eventually change that? What I offer could be a solution to having more time and freedom in the future. Let's pretend I send that to Pierre. And let's pretend that he writes back.
Or any questions.
That's true. I don't really have a plan. How much time does it take?
better yet, ladies.
What do we say?
That could be a starting point.
So can we take that?
Yeah.
It's flexible here.
Exactly.
Most people start time alongside what they're already doing. It's about
Yeah.
making the time you do have work for you. Interested in learning how to fit this into your schedule. I send that back. This is all, we can keep conversations going, exactly like Eric said yesterday, keeping the conversation going. Maybe Pierre writes back something like, I need to talk to my wife about this first. Love that.
So no husband anywhere. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Usually the wife
It's
is
important to
the-
make decisions together. When you get the green light, let's chat. I'm here to invest time in helping you succeed, but only if you're both on board. The confidence, right? The posture, I'm busy. I've got a thriving business. Pierre writes back. Okay, does anyone really make money doing this? Tough one. Maybe I'm just starting out. So I would say, I'm just getting started, but the people mentoring me have made millions. It's all about learning from those who've already achieved success. Let's connect after you've spoken with your wife. It's amazing. And we can keep this going. Maybe we'll do one more. Oh, this is a good one. I don't want to have to pitch my friends and family. How's the AI sales expert handling this one? I get it. The beauty of this business is you can choose how to build it. It's not about pitching, it's about sharing an opportunity that you believe in. There's many ways to reach out without leaning on friends and family. Fantastic. Now here's the kicker, okay? We train this AI engine with some of the top sales experts in network marketing. But team leaders, everybody here probably, yeah. You will very soon be able to train your own sales expert engine on the way you want to see your team handle objections. The way that you want to see your team talk about the products, that you want to see your team talk about the opportunity. So this is
Boards on
the
steroids.
first one. This is the best sales tool I've ever seen. But you are going to be able to customize it even more for your teams in the next few weeks. This is something we've never done before. Everything you've seen so far, we're going to give you for free for 30 days. Your own AI that understands you and writes like you, unlimited social media posts, unlimited social comments, unlimited conversation starters, unlimited access to help me reply, and a CRM where you can manage unlimited contacts. 24/7 support, any language, regular price, $49, but you're here, that's awesome. You're gonna get it for free for 30 days. But we're just getting started. As your business grows, you're going to have more prospects and customers to communicate with. You're going to need, as your business grows, you're going to need tools like sales funnels, websites, landing pages, email campaigns, SMS campaigns, all those fancy marketing automation tools. Some of you have used, some of you are like, what the heck's he talking about? That's cool. You're going to need them eventually. And I can tell you that we have the easiest marketing tools ever. Mind-blowing, almost magical. Again, ask yourself, can I do this or is this too complicated? We're going to build a website and an email campaign right now in the next 2 minutes. So when we signed up, remember we signed up and I said Sunshine Travel was my fake business? I gave it 5 or 6 words. I said, we provide the best vacation packages at the lowest prices. My AI built a complete brand in the background, automatically. Business description, embark on a journey like no other with Sunshine Travel, the ultimate gateway to your dream destinations. Our expertly curated vacation packages are crafted to deliver the quintessence of travel, immersing you in luxury, and so on, and it's perfect. It also picked SEO optimized keywords. It also picked brand colors that make a lot of sense for a vacation company and fonts. That all happened completely automatically. So now let's build a website. All I'm going to do is name it Sunshine Travel. I'm going to pick my URL, which will be sunshinetravel.now.site. You can buy .coms from us, no problem. We'll host them for you. I'm going to pick the tone, professional, humorous. I'm going to pick friendly. And I'm going to do a website this time, but you can do sales funnels, you can do landing pages, all of that. In 10 seconds, we're going to have an incredible website. Original, professional, and yes, for any product in any language. So look, I saved it. It's online. If you want to check out sunshinetravel.now.site. Beautiful images, an about section, draft testimonials, a contact form that connects directly, of course, to the CRM. Services like dream vacation planning, exclusive travel deals, an about section. Like, look, this is better than what most people could do with $5,000 in a month. We did that in 10 seconds. It's optimized for mobile. And right? And changes are as simple as point and click. But we're not done, okay? We're also going to make an email campaign. Same process, same exact process. I'm going to offer maybe a 20% discount on travel packages. I'm going to name the campaign Sunshine Travel, my fake business. Should be a real business at this point. And in 10 seconds, we're going to have a professional email campaign. Your ticket to paradise awaits. Are you ready to dive into the vacation of a lifetime? At Sunshine Travel, we've crafted the ultimate travel experience to feed your wanderlust without straining your wallet. Today only, we're offering an exclusive 20% discount and so on, and it's perfect. And you can make as many emails in this series as you want. Building websites, building landing pages, building sales funnels, building email campaigns, SMS campaigns is as easy as a couple of clicks. And I'm not saying you need to dive into all of that today. I'm saying that when you're ready to take those steps, we're here for you. What used to take thousands of dollars and weeks and weeks and weeks, now you can build in our system when you're ready, unlimited websites, unlimited landing pages, unlimited email campaigns for less than $100 a month. When you're ready. But look, we're still just getting started. There's still some cool stuff, all right? Maybe the coolest, maybe, I don't know. Your business is going to keep growing. Soon, you're going to have a well-oiled sales machine. And you're going to want more prospects, like a lot more prospects.
Not like this, no.
Good news. We have the largest database of searchable prospects ever made available ever. Okay, we've got 2.2 billion searchable prospects in our database. We have 43 data partners. We've assembled 70 billion records, and you can have unlimited access to this database to build targeted lists for any type of product anywhere in the world. Let's do an example for my fake travel business. I'm clicking my prospects
For lesson plans.
and I'm searching for people that are interested in travel and vacations and resorts in the US. I can search by gender, by city, by state, by company, job title, education, industry. I'm going to pick people over 50 years old for no reason. And we're searching now for a targeted prospect. And we find Betty Erickson. And check out how much we know about Betty. We have her year of birth, 1957, St. George, Utah. We have email, we know her interests. Look at all these interests that we know about her, right? More than travel, baseball, football, casinos. But then we took that information, and this is amazing. And we ran it through an AI-powered personality engine. So we know that Betty, someone we've never met, is intuitive and cooperative. We know what's going to stress her out. We know what's going to energize her. And we give you a step-by-step roadmap based on her personality to help you close the sale. How to book a meeting with Betty, this person we've never met, based on her personality. How to solve problems, how to create urgency, how to talk about competition, how to talk about money.
Her interest, oh.
But that's not even the coolest thing, right?
Whatever.
It gets even cooler. You can also use our 70 billion record database to look up your own contacts. Now think about that for a second, okay? Because it takes a second to fully kind of land. How many people in your phone? I got 19,000 people in my phone. How many people in your phone are you like, I have no idea who that is? Or they've got like an email address that like bounces back, right? Like there's so much value inside our contact list, but we can't access it. Let's just say, for example, that there's this guy, Eric Worre, in my contact list. Who the heck is that? Check this out. I'm going to add him as a contact. And yes, look, you can import your contacts from Gmail, from your phone, from everywhere, but I'm just going to add him manually. Eric Worre. I'm just putting in his email address. That's it. Eric@networkmarketingpro.com. Then I'm going to enhance the contact. I'm going to look this up inside our database. And then I'm going to run a personality analysis.
That's creepy.
Using that just for an email address.
We're crossing the line.
That's what we got. We got his LinkedIn, we got Twitter, we got his location, we got a list, like a long list of skills: network marketing professional, public speaking, corporate branding, leadership, etc. Personality, how do we do? Dynamic, visionary, spontaneous. Tends to be outgoing and decisive, with a preference for shaping new ideas. How he'll behave, how to email him. Don't include too much detail. Include a brief, interesting story.
Why you know about him?
Stressors. Eric, most stressed by following lots of rules, lack of freedom and independence. Not bad. Then we get into sales tactics. If you want to book a meeting with Eric, here's how. If you want to pitch, if you want to present, all of these tactics based on his personality that we derive from data we have about him, starting with an email address. Think about how valuable this can be in breathing new life into your existing contacts. You're going to find opportunities that you never would have found otherwise. And that's why all of this is why we're so confident that we're going to help everyone in network marketing succeed. Our tools are going to build your confidence while you build your business. We will absolutely help you get unstuck and put you on a path of easy, consistent action that leads to success. One last thing, and I gotta say this, okay? I'm sure it's obvious, but I am a huge nerd. And you might be thinking right now, okay, this is pretty cool, but what does this big nerd know about network marketing? Fair enough. Here's the good news. I'm a really, really good tech guy. And what I can do is I can make the ideas of the real experts come to life. Everything I've shown you, everything that's in our system didn't just come out of my head one day. It was developed in collaboration with the best network marketing experts in the world, led by Eric Worre. Experts in social media, experts in objection handling, sales messaging, recruiting, duplication. Think of now a site like this. Imagine the top network marketing experts getting together with a bunch of huge nerds with the magic of AI to create the perfect system for network marketers. This really is the perfect partnership. Network Marketing Pro, best in the world at coaching and training. Now Site, the best tools so that you can apply what you're learning here. And so today we are kicking off that partnership with a fantastic offer. We have never done this before. Try it for free, 30 days. After that, if you love it, it's $49 a month, and I know you will. Here's how. Go to nmpro.ai and sign up now. nmpro.ai. You're going to get your own AI that understands you, that writes like you, that builds your personal brand. Unlimited social media posts. Unlimited social comments to build engagement with your audience. Unlimited conversation starters. So that whole star system, totally unlimited. Unlimited access to help me reply for all of your sales conversations, and unlimited CRM to manage all your contacts, free 30 days. Everyone, thank you. We can't wait to watch you succeed. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Thanks again.
Turn this monitor up so I can hear myself just a little bit more in the front. That would be great. I don't want to lose my voice. So how many find this a little bit astounding? Anybody? It was astounding for me. I didn't believe it. I to be honest, you know, they show me the demo. I'm like, nope, you know, it's not the demo. I don't believe it. So he was able to persuade me, you know, playing around, because I'm not the most technical person, even though I figured out this in order to be able to create conversations. He was able to do that. One of the things we talked about doing, which is really interesting, if you've been out and been a trainer, anybody out been out training your teams for a while? Anybody? If you have, I promise you, there are talks that you've done that you've forgotten. It was a good talk. It was an amazing training or whatever. I have like over 1,000 terabytes of video content, audio content, not even counting written content, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna load it all in. So when I'm gonna create my own little Eric AI, it's gonna have everything I've ever said and everything I've ever done inside there. People can ask a question about anything. And I can ask myself, what was that training again that I did on problem solving? How did that work? Would you please, summarize that again for me? Kick that training outline for me. In 30 seconds, I have it. Pretty amazing. It might even help me get a few more books out, which I need to do anyway. So
Write books for you.
all of this is available. The other bells and whistles, tell some of the other things that are coming in the future, because I know they have plenty, but what else is coming in the future?
We are going to, very soon, we are going to completely revolutionize compliance. So imagine knowing that your social media post adheres to all of the rules, all of your company's policies before it goes live. So that's coming later this month. So stay tuned for that. We are going to enable every team leader to create an AI version of themselves. That where you can load in all of the trainings that maybe nobody attends, all of the hard work that you're putting in, you're going to be able to create an AI version of yourself, and your team members will be able to ask questions, chat live with it 24/7 in any language. Soon, it won't be typing chat, it will be voice.
In your voice, in another language.
No, this isn't right. Yeah, they have earbuds, you can do that with.
It makes me so happy. I can't tell you, because every time I go to another country, I want to go to my German speaking friends and I want to be able to look them in the eye and train them in the German language. I can't do it, but this is going to help me do that, to be able to have my voice, my intonation, my inflections, all of that, but in the German language with a training that I did specifically for them, but covered in all the languages. Push a button and it's in a different language, right? It could be Spanish, it could be Portuguese, it could be Japanese, it could be anything. So that makes me excited, because again, contribution, my big love language. I can't contribute to people that I can't talk to. Subtitles kind of suck. We do our best with them, but to be able to actually do it in language is another cool thing. Also, you talked about companies being able to use this tool as a compliance tool. It will scour the internet and find things that are not compliant and offer them alternative ways to be able to say it. So the companies don't get in trouble, and the field can kind of stay compliant. And it won't just say, no, don't do this, no, don't do that. It'll reframe it. Here's the same way to say the same thing and be compliant. So as from a regulatory standpoint, everybody's cool, because most of your regulatory departments are saying no, 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 no. Now they can say, not this, but this, and have you go make those corrections, and protects everybody, all the stakeholders involved. Any other things?
Well, look, lots of other things.
Well, videos coming, right?
Exactly. Look, we are in the middle of a technology revolution. I'm old enough to remember, the personal computer, the .com boom, when social media was new, when mobile was new, and I can tell you, this is different. This is going to change everything, and it's happening at a pace that I've never seen before. It is advancing so rapidly. So things like, when will we be able to generate brand new images? Just generate new images based on a command. When will I be able to generate original videos? This sounds like science fiction, but it's not. It's weeks or months from now. And what I can promise you is as those advances continue to happen out there, we have our finger on the pulse, and we will make those brand new capabilities available inside our system. We will continue to be first.
And you leaders are only one leader, right? There's only so much time, there's only so much bandwidth. You need to be recruiting, you need to be traveling, you need to be leading, you need to be presenting, you need to be training. But if I load 1,000 terabytes of me into something that literally has my whole philosophy of everything I've ever done for 15 years, every single piece. And anybody in the world could have a conversation with that version of me in real time without limitations. And say, I have a question, I'm stuck with this, I'm stuck with that. It knows how I would answer that. And it can give that answer in my voice, not just in a printed thing. It could talk to me. It's gonna be kind of nuts as far as the ability to kind of train at scale. And to be able to inform at scale, be connected at scale. So person to person is always going to be different, but I can't be in every country, which as much as I'd love to be doing it. But if somebody in China speaks Mandarin, would like to get access and ask some questions about what we're doing here, it'll be able to do that. So many cool things. Here's one thing I would tell you. For now, just download it, go to the site, sign up. Okay, get a free membership. Next 30 days. The learning is going to be in the doing. Play around with it, figure it out. I promise you, yeah, throw the link up again. I promise you, it is the easiest thing it's intuitive, but don't go super far down the rabbit hole. NMPro.ai. NMPro.ai. If there's any, if for support, if people are having any issues, where do they go?
Okay, so.
24/7 support in any language. Through the website, just send a message, we get back to you very quickly. We also do.
What do you mean by through the website?
When you log in, there's a support button, you can chat live with our support team in any language. We also provide live training. The schedule is in your account. We are here for you every step of the way.
Server is definitely overloaded, people are saying.
That is absolutely possible.
Oh,
Yeah. So just be patient. This just happened in the last 15 minutes. So you got today, you got tomorrow. You know, when there's spikes like this, weird stuff happens. Question. It takes to a form to put in the details.
Yes.
Is there a website to go to look at all the bells and whistles?
Yes, myainow.site.
myainow.site will give you all the details. And but the NMPro.ai is where you're going to get your free registration.
Yes.
And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to answer like 3 questions. And then we have to stop. And here's why. You're going to get the information. The learning's not going to come in this room. The learning is going to come in the doing. So download it, play with it, learn it, create a little mastermind group of other people who are doing it, share ideas, different insights, how people are unlocking things. Go ahead and do all that stuff. It's going to take a bit for you to just come up to speed and how you make this practical.
My question is just, the information, the database that you get from this, is this safe, like to share with the team and everything? I mean, I'm just wondering, it's not gonna get marketing and.
Yeah, great question.
2 billion people that you can have access to. I would ask that you be professional, don't abuse that. You're gonna have to find a way to make a connection. Like, hi, you don't know me, but I came across your information. I see you have these interests. You're gonna have to make some sort of clever conversation starter. If you grab that and just start blasting anybody who's looking for business opportunities, you're gonna get a negative result, okay? It's not gonna be, if you abuse it, and it will give you a negative result. Yes, James.
I was just gonna add, we don't share your contacts with anybody. Okay, the 2.2 billion prospects, they're ours. If your contacts are completely yours when you load them in. We're not sharing them, we're not doing anything, we are not doing anything with your data. And that goes for anything that you share with your AI. And
Right, I
any
was gonna
personal
say, what if
information,
down the road
all of
something
that
really-
is 100% yours. It does not
You can say
leave
that about it.
our servers in
right.
any way.
You could
Okay.
say that about anything that you go on the website.
Do you also
can
work
put
with
your
corporate
information that-
as a whole? So are there companies implementing this company wide?
Yes,
And if so, can we connect?
absolutely.
Okay.
Every day.
One last question, we'll move on, come on.
This guy's making billions today.
Yeah, yes.
I just wanted to know if there was an affiliate program with it.
What'd she ask?
Affiliate program.
Affiliate program with it.
The last thing we wanna do. Prior to connecting, there was a two-tiered structure that was out in place. For it to work within this community, we find that companies and leaders do not like that. They don't want people creating financial opportunities outside of the compensation structure. So we're working on ways for people to be able to refer a few people, maybe get a free account, but nothing monetary. So no monetary bonuses or commissions, but there could be some perks if people refer people. So like maybe a free membership, that kind of thing. That's the things that we're exploring. That's not there completely at this moment. We're just in discussions on it. Okay. Okay, everybody clear? Everybody understand? All distractions are equal, everybody. We need to make sure that this doesn't become a distraction. It becomes a service add tool for the world. If it becomes a distraction, it becomes a big income opportunity for everybody. The last thing we want is for somebody to use this tool and go market this to everybody in your downline or market it, across companies and do all that kind of stuff. That's going to become a problem. All right, last question, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, quick question. So everything you went through, the social media post and also the website builder, everything you went through, it's included under the 49 membership?
No. So we have 3 plans.
Right.
The first plan, the My AI
Yeah,
plan
'cause he did say
includes
everything
the
is
things
so
that I
far.
listed. Your personal brand, your social media comments, starting conversations, help me reply, CRM. That's what's included in the My AI plan. Try it free 30 days. When you're ready, we have our marketing AI plan, which is $99. That's the unlimited websites, unlimited email campaigns, and so on. Then, when you're ready to level up again, we have our unlimited plan, which is the unlimited prospects and a whole bunch of capabilities for team leaders.
All right, so let's give Justin a big round of applause. I'll summarize. All right. And they're telling me if you're getting an error message, anybody watching, refresh your page until that error message goes away. Here's the thing, don't go down the rabbit hole, folks.
She's white.
As with anything, remember the last time like Facebook changed the way its page was laid out and everybody was annoyed for a few days or even longer? You'll get used to it. Same thing's true here. This is new stuff, step at a time, take it easy, don't worry about it. We're still in transition with this. We didn't want you to miss out on everything. There's still kind of some legacy stuff that they're cleaning up with the small test group that they beta tested with. Don't let that get to be a confusing thing for you.
So you need to do a training.
In my view, like ChatGPT was a cool tool,
Yes, you do.
but it
I
didn't
wanna try
really
and figure out
necessarily learn
Instagram,
from
that's
me
so
and help me become a
yes.
better marketer and
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's a nice magic trick.
Trial and error.
But now, how can
Whatever
we
you want for. But tips and
incorporate
tricks would be good.
these things in order
Okay.
to actually find prospects, create conversations, continue those conversations, pivot to business. It's going to learn your voice over time. It's going to learn your style over time. It's going to learn your company over time. It's going to learn your products over time. Let me pull this back also. Take it. All right. So, and in that, like I say, don't go down the rabbit hole. If you got a question, write it down. Right? I think the $50 membership is kind of for everybody, the $100 for those of you, if you have a passion, let's say,
I know.
that is not necessarily tied to your network marketing business specifically. You know, it's you're a fitness trainer, or you know, you're into fashion, or you're into flowers, or you're into whatever. You can create a website around that for credibility. You can use that to be able to build your tribe, and you can then start more conversations with the people who engage in that behavior. You can give away free stuff, and then have a conversation about pivot to product or compensation, or excuse me, your opportunity. Make sense? All right. So write down your questions. Don't let your brains go. I was a little worried that you guys are gonna go like butterfly, you know, and check out what you can actually do. Learn as you go. You know, the learning is in the doing. Progress is perfection. Figure it out a day at a time, a break at a time. I'm a very slow learner when it comes to tech. I'm a very slow learner when it comes to adoption. I'm a very slow learner. But once I got it, I have a huge competitive edge over everybody else. So now I want to pivot to duplication. Who's interested in duplication? And before I give you kind of our first lesson, I'm going to go from now to about noon on this, is so the next hour and 40 minutes or so. There's one thing that I need to talk to you about when it comes to self-sabotage. And self-sabotage is the real thing. It comes from all different kinds of places. It comes from low self-worth. It comes from old programming. It comes from faulty belief systems, limiting belief systems. It's the thing that gets in the way. But I want to talk just briefly, like those of you who want to get unstuck. This is one thing for you to explore immediately to get unstuck, and it's where you put your focus. Your subconscious brain, and I am not a formally educated person, so all of you mind people, psychologists and psychiatrists and all that stuff, you can call baloney on me, but I'm just going to tell you what I see working with millions of people. Okay? My language might not be right, but I promise you the results will speak for themselves. Your subconscious brain is being fed all the time. Every interaction that you have, every conversation that you have, every input that you have, everything that you see, everything that you hear, everything that you feel, it is feeding your subconscious mind, whether or not you are aware of it. And based upon how it is programmed, it will focus and reward on certain behavior, and it will completely make invisible or even sabotage other behavior. Like some people who are on the autistic spectrum, they don't have the filter to filter between the focus or the non-focus, so everything bombards them, that they get overwhelmed. Like if you ever bought a new car and then all of a sudden you start seeing all the same
Yes.
car everywhere, it's like, what in the world? Where did all these, I never saw all these cars, they're just everywhere. Everybody's driving this car, right? If you hadn't bought that car, those cars were invisible to you. So whatever you're paying attention to is based on what your subconscious brain is telling you to pay attention to. It's letting you know what's going to be important and rewarded and what's going to be penalized or ignored. So the way my example is the moon. We're pretty much a full moon. You noticed last night before? Gorgeous, big, bright, full moon. It's romantic. It's amazing. And when the sun comes out, What happens to the moon? It disappears. You might still see a tiny glimmer. But you gotta really look for it. It's not obvious anymore. So the sun is primary. The moon is secondary. So when it comes to entrepreneurship, guess what's been programmed into our minds since we were 2 years old? Do as you're told. Act like an employee. You've been trained to be an employee-minded person since you were 2 years old. Brush your teeth, and there's going to be consequences. Time to go to bed, there's going to be consequences. Finish your vegetables, there's going to be consequences. Stop hitting your sister, or there's going to be consequences. Get good grades, or there's going to be consequences. Don't be late for school too many days, or there's going to be consequences. Right? So this box has been created for us. And my little granddaughter, she's testing the box. You know, she's just like pushing to the edge. Like, is this the edge? How about this? How about this? No, 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 don't go there. How about this? Right? It's cute. You know what they're doing. She's trying to test her like independence, right? But if you're the good kid, especially the good kids, you quickly comply. The good kids quickly learn the boundaries. I'm going to do as I'm told. You get pat on the head. Right? Well done. Finish your vegetables, clean plate club, all the other stuff. Hey, put the plate in the sink. Okay, fantastic. Take out the garbage. Wonderful, got it. Do the homework, all that stuff. But we've been trained to be outer directed our whole life. Respond to what assignment somebody gives us. And it gets repeated. We go from in the home as a young child to in school, pretty rigid structures. And there's rewards and penalties. Good grades, bad grades, good behavior, bad behavior. They have this whole structure of rewards. And then we go into, let's say, our religious institutions. There are rewards and penalties for good behavior, bad behavior. There's very clear assignments. Here's the direction. They don't say figure it out on your own within your particular church. They might give you a little leeway, but mostly they're going to say, this is what we think, right? This is what we think, right? If any of you have been in the military, any of you served in the military, raise your hands. Round of applause for ours that served in the military. Thank you. Are there consequences if you don't follow instructions? Even if those instructions make sense? Say, you know what, excuse me, drill sergeant. I don't think getting up at 5 in the morning is good for morale. And do you really think making the bed is going to make us a better soldier?
No.
Will there be consequences for asking that question? Oh, 100%. There's going to be penalties and rewards built into everything. Now we go into work. We start working for somebody else. We're trained to respond to other people giving us assignments. If we pass those assignments, if we excel at those assignments, then we get to move up. If not, you stay the same or you move down. If you fall out of the culture, right? If you disconnect with the culture, your future with that company is limited, right? So we joined network marketing. And now we need to be interdirected. Now, at the beginning, if you understand that most people are outer directed, because 98% of the world has been trained since they were 2 to be given assignments, given expectations, and then having rewards and penalties built in. We've got the rewards built in our income, in our rank, in our recognition, in our trips, in all those different things. The penalty is you don't get those things, right? Some of the best cultures will add some other penalties, make it feel a little cold if you're outside of the culture and a little warmer if you're in. Good leaders will do that, understanding that most people are employee minded. It's a hard shift to learn how to think like an entrepreneur. So at the beginning, it's okay. Understand most people are going to think like an employee. Treat them like an employee, but not like, you know, a crazy boss. They're still volunteer. You can chase them away, but give them assignments, give them encouragement, give them a pat on the head for doing the right thing. Let them know, no, that's not the right thing. You know, let me give you a different assignment. You know, don't repeat this bad behavior, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I want you to all be honest. How many of you, any of you in this room part-time? Part-time people? Raise your hands, please. Loud and proud. All right, great, fantastic. How many of you are part-time? Put PT in the chat. I want to see how many PT people we have that are watching around the world. For all the part-time people, I want you to be honest. I want you to write the name of your company. Is your network marketing company primary, honest? Or is your job primary and your network marketing company is secondary? If you're honest, and I'm not talking about time, I'm talking about focus. I'm talking about honor. I'm talking about consistency. I'm talking about showing up. I'm talking about being dependable. For most people, their job is primary. And their network marketing business is secondary. They'll do it when they have the time. They'll do it when they can. This will sound strange, but if this remains the way you look at your job versus your network marketing business, you have no future. If it remains, if your primary remains your job and network marketing remains your secondary focus, you have no big future in network marketing until that flips. Now, I'm not talking about giving it time, more time. Can your network marketing business be primary and be 5 hours a week? Yep. Can it be 10 hours a week and still be primary? Yep. Secondary, hey, serve, give value to your employer because they're giving you the runway necessary to be able to build something and grow something. You're going to be able to pay the bills and have the benefits and all that stuff while you're building your network marketing business. But this has to shift. That's got to go away and that's got to go away. Your job's got to be here and your network marketing future's got to be here. Because if it's not, if it stays job as primary, guess what's going to happen? Your subconscious mind will sabotage every effort you try to make. And you won't even know why. You won't even know why. Because here's what happens when this is reversed. When you're living with this and this, here's what you could be doing and should be doing. Here's what you're doing. And you cannot figure out a way to close that gap. Why can't I close that gap? Every time I try, something happens. Every time I try, something gets in the way. Every time I try, there's a big obstacle that shows up. Every time I try, there's crisis at the office. Every time I try, there's crisis in my family. There's crisis in my schedule. And I just can't seem to get there. I can't close the gap.
No, that's so hard.
It will serve the job. Your subconscious mind will serve the job. Some of you haven't missed a day of work, a sick day in 15 years. Other than COVID or whatever, when everybody was out of the office, you're the most dependable person in your job. When those of you who are working your job, you were voted employee of the month, you're all that other stuff. You come into your network marketing business, you get the sniffles, you have an allergy attack and you miss 2 weeks.
That's a great scenario.
So if you want to reprogram your mind, this has to switch. It's hard. Because this is old programming. This has been around for a long time. But if you ever wonder why these things keep happening to me, every time I get it going, mine was inconsistency. I get it going, it fall apart. I get it going, fall apart. I get it going. So my script in my mind was people are not dependable. I can't find the right people. I don't know any quality people. I don't have the skills necessary to do this. People don't have the money. People aren't entrepreneurial. All of these crazy things. Pardon me. Here's one thing I told you about all the limiting beliefs that are rolling around in the world, right? Yesterday. People don't have the time, they don't have the money, network marketing's changed, it's a bad economy, people can't afford it. What used to work isn't working anymore, all these different things. I want you to write this down, please. The prospect hasn't changed. Think about a time when everything was working in your company, everything was smashing, going in 1,000 directions. The prospect hasn't changed. The prospect is as open today as they've ever been to your product. They're wide open, they're ready to go. You probably have better skills, but the prospect hasn't changed. Your opportunity prospect has gotten 10 times more open than they've ever been in my 35 years. They're open to side hustle. They're open to working from home. They're open to firing their boss. They're open to having a side gig. They're open to other ways of cash flow in their life. They're wide open. So if the product hasn't changed, and the opportunity hasn't changed, what's left? You. Some of you got bored. Some of you allowed these limiting beliefs to creep in. Some of you let the primary get in the way, the primary being other things, get in the way of your purpose. Now, if you really want to create duplication, guess where you have to start? With yourself. This is a big deal. A really big deal. Get solid here. A great book, Steve Martin wrote a great book called A Bull Standing Up. Talks about his stand-up career. And he says, if you want to become a good comedian, you need to, all of your friends need to be comedians. All of your time, free time, needs to be spent writing jokes, telling jokes to each other, practicing stuff, immersing, watching other people. You have to be immersed in this environment because it will help it become primary for you while you're a waiter or waitress. Do you think all those waiters and waitresses that want to be Hollywood stars that are in Southern California, their primary is waiting tables? No, it's secondary. The primary is going on auditions and getting acting classes and hanging out with other actors and reading lines and preparing and auditioning and doing all this stuff. You have to be the same. So if you can make the secondary your job, even if you're giving it the majority of your time, and the primary your network marketing business, everything will change. Not only for you, but everybody in your organization. All right, let me talk to you about duplication specifically. First circle starts with you, right? And I will tell you this. The moment you try to shift primary and secondary, you're going to flip the coin, see the other side of the coin? Your subconscious brain has been programmed for so long that it will fight you. It will absolutely do everything in its power to fight you. It will sabotage everything that you do. It will cause you to be inconsistent when you don't even know why. It'll cause you to not make a call when you should have made a call. It will cause you to take a day off when you should be going to work. It'll cause you to sit here and not take notes versus taking notes. Like right now, your subconscious is fighting some of you on this idea. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
I'm fighting back, I'm fighting back.
We'll see. This shift is a difficult shift. So I want to talk to you about the next phase. Well, I want you to think about your mind as you're getting solid of how to think like an entrepreneur versus an employee. Step one, right? Step two is in the recruiting process. Why did I say yesterday, be careful of a direct approach with people? Because it doesn't duplicate the same way. And people will tend to do with others what you did with them. So if you have a simple system, a simple tool, a simple process, an ABC. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, but you know you have a good system when people see it and they experience it because you're doing it with them and they gosh, this looks simple. I think this will work and I think I could do it. It's working for me. I could see myself doing this with somebody else. Okay? When that occurs, then you have a foundation for duplication. Some of you get really fancy, and I really wanted to get fancy. When I got involved, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be a pro. I'm going to be the best presenter in the world. Get them in front of me. Here's what I learned. I could be third party for somebody else on my team, but for my prospects, I needed to dumb it down. I needed to introduce them to somebody who didn't even tell it as good as I did. I could introduce them to a video. I could introduce them to somebody else. I needed a third party because if I went first party, I mean, look, I'm a multimillionaire. I fly a private jet. I live in a mansion. I have all the bells and whistles. I've helped millions of people be successful in network marketing. Do you think I could go out and recruit today if I told that story every day? Of course, but can they? Well, they can borrow me for a few minutes. You know, hey, I'm working with him, I'm working with him, I'm working with him. But at some point, if we don't get real duplication, it's still just driven off of one person. So you got to learn to get out of the way. So in the process, make sure that the process that you have in recruiting is solid. It's replicatable. Now, I will tell you that not everything in your business is duplicatable. Not everything. I should say there's layers of duplication. There's core fundamental things. Should everybody use your products and services? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. We can agree. Should everybody share those products and services with others with the system that you have? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Should everybody share the financial opportunity connected with your company using the system that you created? Yes or no?
Yeah.
This is like core. Now, will everybody on your team do a party in their home? Yes or no? No. Will it work if they did it? Yes. If you got thousands of people to do it, would it work? Yes. But it's a smaller subsection. It's okay. How many people on your team will everybody on your team become an excellent presenter? Yes or no? No. Does that mean you shouldn't become a great presenter? No, you got to become a great presenter because now you could become a third-party tool for your team. You can be something that they're proud of. They'll take action that they wouldn't have taken because you're their leader. So I made the mistake in duplication. Here's a common mistake. It's all about me. 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 then gosh, maybe I'm not duplicatable. So maybe I need to dumb myself down on every single thing that I do. So I had this rule for like 2 years. If everybody on my team can't do it, I won't do it. My team suffered like crazy. My organization suffered like crazy. My check went straight down. There's higher levels of duplication. Will everybody on your team travel to go visit their teams? Yes or no? No. If they do, will it help them? Yes. So you're going to find the ones that will travel. You'll find the ones that will present. You'll find the ones that will go out there and host a home party or attend a home party. You'll find the ones, and then you're going to go all the way back down to the foundation. Okay. So don't get hung up on everything on your team being duplicatable. There's levels to this. And you're going to encourage people to find their level of comfort, challenge them step at a time to increase their level of comfort and their level of skill in order to be able to step into a higher level of leadership. Okay, this was funny for me because, you know, duplication, they told me duplication was everything. So I was like, okay, I guess I just have to be, I don't know anything about this business. Here, look at this video forever. At the beginning, sure. But find those higher levels. Will everybody in your organization speak on the company stage and give a keynote? No. But will it be good for them in their business if they do? Yes. So we need to have a process to identify hunger and ramp people up through the ranks. So the first thing I want to talk about today is what I call the crucial conversation. Whether you have, and I think John probably has notes because he doesn't want me to write on this stupid thing over and over. So we'll see if he does or doesn't. Regardless of how, see, told you.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Once, regardless of how a person joins your business, I'm going to give you, this is the foundation of duplication. Okay. Assume they joined with a duplicatable system or they didn't. However they're in, they're in. You need to have this crucial conversation as quickly as possible with every single person that joined your organization. If the person that sponsored them does not have the skills to do it, you do it. Teach them how to do it. Will everybody on your team have this crucial conversation with every brand new person that joins? Yes or no? No. We'd like to get there. We're going to try to get there. But until we're there, guess what? A leader has to show up. Not to stay there forever, not to reward weak behavior, but as an example. There's this process of our goals to take a person from dependence on us to independence from us. Okay, it's okay that they're dependent up front. It's okay that you're going to have to do a little bit more work in order to be able to empower them so they can do it with or without us. So this crucial conversation, the number one thing is to congratulate them. They joined, set up this conversation face to face on Zoom. I'd always prefer some sort of eye to eye. It could be virtual or it could be in person, but do everything possible to make it eye to eye because it'll change the quality of this crucial conversation. And even if you have to do this in depth, 100 levels down because there's nobody in between that has enough courage to be able to do this, or they don't have the framework. What I want you to do is create the framework from what I'm about to tell you.
Sorry.
And you don't have a system, you're not going to duplicate until you have this on paper. This needs to be on
My
paper.
phone's over there.
So congratulate them, number one, and validate their decision. congratulations for joining our company. Smartest decision you ever made. You're uncommon, you're special. You're taking an entrepreneurial step. This is your time. This is your moment. You made the right decision because they already had self-doubt. They just joined for $300 and they're not sure what they're in and they're completely confused. Come in as a person of authority, congratulate them and validate their decision. Take a minute, take 2 minutes. I know we just met, but I do want to let you know that I think you're awesome and I'm proud of you for making this decision. Not everybody does it. Most people think like an employees. You're wanting to think more like an entrepreneur and you're in the right place. This is going to be amazing. You do that in your own words. Second, this is very important. Tell them the following words. Jeff, my goal is to help you become independent from me as quickly as possible. Do you think that's a good, do you agree? That's a good goal? All right. Whatever you tell me to do, fantastic. Do you agree that's a good goal? They're going to say yes. How long do you want it to take? How long do you want it to take? Let me tell you what doesn't duplicate. You know, when you join the organization, I technically work for you. I'm here to do it all for you. Right? How much of that is in your language right now? Most people it is. Hey, I get rewarded for helping you. No. Look, my goal is to help you become independent from me. As quick as possible. Do you agree that that's a good goal? Yes. How long do you want it to take? Now that's a little bit of a test. I want it to take a month. I want it to take 3 months. I want it to take 6 months, for sure in my first year. Some number, but ask them, and it'll give you a clue to their ambition. How hungry they are, how ready they are for change. And you're setting the expectation of what the work relationship is. Here's one. Read that out loud. Ready? Go.
I will help you build your business.
This is what most people say. Here's what it needs to read. I will help you build your business. This is your business. I'll help. I'm here as a resource. You build a business. Okay? Well, my initial mentor said, listen, if you succeed in this business, it's going to be because of you. And if you fail in this business, it's going to be because of you. All we're doing is we're giving you an opportunity, a resource, a situation that you can leverage, but it's going to be on you to be able to decide how far you want to go with this. So, goals to help you become independent. You agree that's a good goal. How long do you want it to take? You could write this out if you want, or just say it. Here's how we're going to get from you being dependent to independent. Very simple process called tell, show, try, do. I'm not going to tell you what to do and walk away. I'm going to tell you, here's how we get customers. And then I'm going to show you. You watch. Introduce me to some people that would be an easy customer for you. You introduce them to me. I'll do the presentation. You just listen. I'll show you. You pay attention, take notes. When you're ready, you'll try it, and I'll be there just in case you make a mistake. And then eventually you'll be able to do it with or without me. And I'm going to do this with all the skills. So we'll do it with customers. Tell, show, try, do. I'm going to do it with recruiting. Tell, show, try, do. And I would love it if it was a straight line? Tell, show, try, do. I'm gonna tell you once, show you once, you try it, you do it, bye. Guess what it more looks like? Tell, 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 tell. Show, show, tell, 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 tell. Show, 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 tell, show, try, tell, 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 tell. Try again, show, 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 try, show, try, show, try, tell, show, try, do, tell, 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 show, tell, try, do, try, do, try, do, they got it. That's what a professional does. And understand, you're not gonna get it in 1 second. How many of you understood your compensation plan when you first looked at it? Guess how you figure it out? When you get a check, not by doing it, you don't learn shit about your compensation plan. When you get a check, you go, that's how that bonus works. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know. That's when you learn. Oh, and I missed out on this bonus and that bonus and this one. Okay, got it. Tell, show, try, do. And so long as a person is coachable through this process, tell, show, try, do is no problem. You can stay with them unlimited. Try not to be upset with them if they're not willing to get to the do part as fast as you were. There's people with lots of different limiting beliefs, programming, subconscious sabotaging everything that they're doing, resistance at home, resistance in how they lived their life up to this point, limiting beliefs everywhere. Just understand, this is our goal. We already agreed that this is a goal. You said you wanted to get there in 6 months. This is the path to get there. We're going to keep going through this path until we get you locked in here. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be your friend. I'm just not going to be necessary for you to be able to do what you need to do with or without me. You can get customers with or without me. You can get distributors with or without me. You can get the correct behavior to happen with or without me. That's our goal. We already agreed to it. 3 things I'm going to need from you in order for me to stay with you in this process. And believe me, it's going to be beneficial if you do. I need you to be willing. I need you to be coachable. And I need you to be hungry. Starving's better. Can you give me those 3 things? What are they going to say?
No.
Yes. And then you're going to say, everybody says yes. Here's how I'm going to know. I'm going to be giving you assignments. Not that I'm your boss, not that I'm a big shot, not that I'm trying to, act like I'm cooler than you. I'm just a little farther down the road. I'm just going to share the assignments that were shared with me. They say, well, how much you make and how can you be given assignments? I'm not a big shot. I'm just giving you assignments that the most successful people in our company are giving, the ones that I followed and ones I think might help you. Every assignment is designed to help you go from dependent to independent on all of these skills. So bad news is, if you're not these 3 things, I can't work with you personally. I just can't. The good news is, if you're those 3 things, you got me for as long as you need me until you're fully independent. Okay? So set the expectation that they have a part to play. You're not responsible for their success or their failure. I'm going to be using, to find out, I'm going to be using assignments. They're my primary tool. This is how I work with the organization. It's how I want to work with you. I'm going to be using assignments. And based upon your ambition, I'm going to give you harder assignments or easier assignments. And you can either accept the assignment, don't do it, come back to me. I want you to be honest with me that I got intimidated, or I don't know why I didn't do it, but something got in the way, maybe something in my head, I was self-conscious, I was nervous, I was whatever. Or if it sounds paralyzing when I give you the assignment, then just say, that sounds a little too hard. I know I told you I was really hungry, but I give you permission to make it smaller. I ask you to start 100 conversations. Maybe we start with 5. Okay. Okay. Now, if I'm gonna really be a friend, I'm gonna say, okay, let's do those 5 right now. I'll stay on the phone while you do it. Because my accountability is gonna be part of the help, right? So I'm gonna use assignments. And when I find your level of acceptance, then I'm gonna start ratcheting those assignments up a bit at a time. You did this one, okay, next one. You did this one, okay, next one. And I also plant the seed. You know when I get excited about a superstar showing up on my team, which I believe you have the ability to be a superstar. I'm just telling you, I don't know if you believe it, but I believe it. But here's how I'm gonna know. I give you an assignment. I don't have to chase you. You come back to me and say, I did it. What's next? Please show me that. If you show me that, I'm leaning in. You show me that, we're gonna double down. You show me that, let's get you the core rank, get that over with. You show me that, let's run. Let's have some fun. Now, if you don't show me that, if I have to chase you, listen, I'm patient enough. If you're willing, coachable, and hungry, I'm patient enough to give you some second and third chances to overcome your fear, because it takes people some time to get past all this stuff. I don't ever want you to feel like I'm giving up on you. I might have to give up my personal time, and you're gonna have to get involved in group time. Go jump on the calls, come to the events. You're gonna be invited to all the stuff. And you're gonna get value there. It just can't be my personal time. Here's where I invest my personal time. Willing, coachable, hungry. They come back and say, I did the assignment. And every time you give an assignment, should you have a call to action for when they finish the assignment? Should there be a deadline for the assignment? Yes. If it's to make a list of 20 people, if I'm talking to James, I'm saying, James, all right, I want you to make a list of 20 people that you think would be the easiest customer prospects you can imagine. They need your product, they have the money, they have a good relationship with you, right? You have good access to them. Who are those? Make a list of 20 of those. Do you think you might have 20? He says, yes. All right, I want you to make that list. How long do you think you need to make that list? And I have him give me a number or a date. Well, I can do it today. All right, so if you do it today, as soon as you're done doing it, will you send me a text message? 20 complete? All right, and if I don't hear from you by tomorrow morning, how do you want me to handle it? Do you want me to beat you up? I'm serious. This is the language I would use. Do you want me to remind you that you were the one that said you were going to do this in the first place? And then I know life gets in the way, but yeah, all right, fine. I'll beat you up as a friend. Yeah, and I'll push you and I'll say, hey, and a lot of my communication is going to be, the deadline came and went, ? Is my text. It's the only text I have. Now, I might send him a text as a reminder of the assignment at the moment I make it. We agreed on our phone conversation that you're going to create 20 conversations in the next 8 hours with these make a list of these 20 people in the next 8 hours. And you're to get back to me no later than tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. with a message that says 20 complete. I sent it to him. And I sent him another message. Give me a thumbs up if we're on the same page. What am I doing here? I'm creating a duplication process. I'm not letting open-ended loops sit out there where I feel like I have to chase cats all over the place. I'm laying out the expectation. And everything I'm doing with him, what am I doing? I'm teaching him what he's going to do with the next group. So he agrees to do that. I send him the text. Here's what we just agreed on. Send me a thumbs up if you get the message and you confirm, thumbs up. 10 a.m. comes the next day. Here's typically what my message would be, question mark. That's all I would send. And if I don't hear, an hour or two after that, 2 question marks. And if I don't hear, 2 hours after that, 3 question marks. And then by the end of the day, are you in a hospital? What's going on? Where are you? What's happening?
Are you dead?
Okay,
Where are you?
so you control the process as the leader. The assignments.
Send a messages and I don't answer, then you see him post on Facebook.
Next,
Okay.
just explain to James or to whoever, there's 4 things that we do in network marketing. There's 4 things that we do. We sell products, we recruit, we duplicate, and we lead. And I want you to pay attention and keep notes of everything that I'm doing with you, James, because it's not just about launching you. I'm going to help you sell and recruit. What I'm doing with you now, if you create a playbook on this, is here's how you can duplicate. Once you get some duplication going, we can talk about leadership. Pay attention to everything I'm doing because it's all on purpose. And I will tell you, all of this that I'm sharing with you, this is a general kind of crucial conversation for the whole profession. You need to have a specific crucial conversation written for every single person in your organization. If you don't have it written with checkbox, 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 it's not a system. It's going to be in a few of your people's heads and it's going to be all over the place with everybody else. If you don't have it written, you don't have a system. 4 things that we do. Then I would set expectations. This is important to set expectations because everybody joins for financial freedom real fast. There's a little formula that I've used for a long time and I think is real. It's called the 1-3-5-7 formula. James, it's going to take about a year for you to become competent and profitable. For you to know this business and make some money. Mostly you're going to be learning. You might catch lightning in a bottle, make a bunch of money, but I'm just letting you know it's going to be a lot of getting up to speed, getting familiar, learning the terms, getting connected with the community, coming to events, seeing the big picture, figuring this stuff out, walking through the fog, right? It's going to take about 3 years for you to replace whatever income you have right now. Replace your current income with a reasonable part-time effort. I'm not going to say you're going to be able to replace a full-time income working 8 hours a week. But at some point in that 3 years, it's going to ramp up. You got some evidence, and now you're going to say, now it's 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week. And there's going to be a time when you're going to swing out of balance a little bit in order to break free and be able to make the choice to be able to say, you know what? I'm going to fire my boss and I'm going to hire myself and I'm going to go into business for myself. Understand? It's going to take about 5 years to become a significant 6-figure earner if you're focused, determined, and you learn the skills. And it's going to take about 7 years for you to become world-class, one of the best in the world. So here's what I'll tell you, James. You might earn before any of these numbers. But in order to keep what you earn, you're going to have to go through these numbers. Does this make sense what I'm telling you? Can you become a 6-figure earner in year 1? Are you worth 6 figures in year 1? No, not really. You're an earner. You're not a leader yet. You're very fragile. You don't have solid systems. You're still trying to figure it out. You caught lightning in a bottle. Your company's in momentum. Everything's working. You're just kind of in the way of all this stuff that's happening. And you just connected some people and they're running with or without you. So just understand, you might feel like a big shot. I'm world class. No, you're not. We can play 20 questions real fast and find out that you're not world class. Okay, you're not great at all this stuff. And we can think that we're cool when we start making some money. You don't understand. I make $400,000 a year. So you know how many people I know in network marketing that used to make $400,000 a year? Big number. Why? They didn't become what their income was. So the income can take a jump faster than these seven. But how many seven-figure earners do we have here in the room? Raise your hands, please. How long did it take before 7 years, before 7 figures? All right, 7 figures. How many? 4 years? 7 years? 5 years? 11 years? 3 years? 6 years? Who else? 8 years? 2 years? 1 year? 2 years? 5 years? 4 years? The back there? 1 year? 3 years? 5 years? 15 years, okay. 16 years? 5 years? Yeah. 5 years? Now, even though they were $1 million earners, I promise you, before 7 years, none of them were world class. They still had a lot to learn. In a good place, good timing, good situation, good whatever. They're pretty good, right? But there's still blind spots. There's still stuff that they needed to learn. There's still systems that needed to be strengthened. There's still culture that needed to be cultivated. I mean, there's an occasional unicorn, but don't get distracted by the occasional unicorn. Sometimes people come in with so much previous life experience, maybe in another company, you know, so you got to add that time too. They put 9 years in over here. They came in here and got there in 2. Well, it's really 11. See what I mean? So the 1357 is good because if I'm sitting down with James, I'm just going to say, you look, in 7 years, you're going to be 7 years older anyway. You might as well be world class at something. Right? What did you become world class in the last 7 years? But if I also don't tell him this, he can think he's a genius if he starts making money in year 1 and he can stop developing and think that the comp plan's going to overcome his lack of leadership, or the company is going to overcome it, or the products are going to overcome it. You got to make sure that he stays on a development path, even if he has short-term success. One thing I learned in network marketing is from time to time in your life, your income might take a lucky jump. But if you don't quickly grow as a person to that level, it will come back to your level of leadership. 100%. So, 1357, that's next. Next conversation to have, and this is actually maybe a 20 to 30 minute conversation. I'm taking more time here, but it's really more bing, 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 bing. And I'm telling James, the learning is going to be in the doing. All right. I'm giving you this as a framework. Here's our little process that you're going to use with your brand new people. And guess what? I'll help you with your brand new people to go through this with them. So don't feel like you have to have it all figured out. Network marketing can't really truly be understood. It has to be experienced. Okay. So the only way to truly understand it is to be in it and experience it and go, oh, that's what this is. You know what I mean? Like some people think that they understand network marketing. Sorry, you don't. If you haven't been here like we've been here, there's no way you can understand what it is that we do. So next level, James, is accountability. There's going to be ups and downs. And here's how I'm going to find out, James, if you're in a down. You're not calling me. You're not messaging me. You're not showing up on Zooms. I don't see you at the events. You're ghosting me when I text. When that happens, and it will. It's okay. I understand overwhelm. I understand life getting in the way. I understand your subconscious brain fighting you every single step of the way while you're trying to build a business. I get it. But when that happens, how do you want me to handle it? You want me to just leave you alone? Or do you want me to do whatever I have to do to remind you why you joined this in the first place? Do whatever it takes. All right, so you're giving me permission now. I gotta come knock on the door, I'm knocking on the door. If I have to robo-dial you until you answer, that's okay. Yes? All right, if I have to call your parents and say, where's James? But seriously, if you don't have this one little conversation, now the moment that they have a bad day, you look like, oh, I'm losing some income, so I have to get you back into the business. Oh, yeah, you want me to go back to work because you're missing my production, huh? I see how it is. So I let them know from the beginning, okay? Next is a little bit of the cold truth. It's a little taste of the cold truth. Success in network marketing is not easy. I know we try and say time freedom, financial freedom, we have all this stuff, product sells itself, and you might have heard all these different things. Here's the truth. Being an entrepreneur is hard. If you've been an employee your whole life, if you've never been an entrepreneur, it's hard. It's emotional, it's challenging, it's surprising, it's relentless. It will be constantly putting a mirror in your face and having you face stuff about yourself. There's going to be wild ups and downs. Like at your job, you can kind of just cruise along, a little bump here or there. But in this business, you're on cloud 9 one day, you're down in the dumps the next. Here's what it takes to be successful here. If you want to build a big business, and James, you got to tell me, you want to build a small business, medium business, big business. If you want to build a big business, you got to be a little bit of a savage. You got to be an absolute beast. You got to be willing to do things other people are not willing to do. You got to sacrifice while other people are playing. You've got to be able to put in the hours when other people are taking time off. You got to be waiting to get back to work while other people are waiting to be able to go on vacation. You have to think opposite from the rest of the world. And it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's a bit lonely. So stay close to the fire. We can help you get there. But this is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. The product does not sell itself. And I would also tell you this. Here's the cold, hard truth. We joined for financial freedom and time freedom. Right? How many of you have gotten to 6 figures a year here in the room? 100,000 a year or more. A lot of you. How much time freedom and financial freedom do you have on the path to 100?
Not much.
Do you have any? No, you actually go backwards. You go backwards on that first chunk. The first 100,000 is the hardest, James. Now, if you want to have a hobby business, I can show you how to have that. Lower your expectations, lower your commitment, have a good time. But just understand this, there's something's got to give. And that first 100,000 is the hardest because it's basically going to be all you. You're going to do all the building, all the recruiting, all the selling, all the training, all the getting people started. You're going to be watching people lay there and not do very much. You're going to do a lot of babysitting. Duplication just starts to show up when you get to 100. It just begins to show up at 100. So if I let him know that up front, is that helpful?
Yeah.
Instead of thinking he's going to have time and financial freedom, like I've been involved for 3 months. I have no time and financial freedom. My family's mad at me. We do this all the time. You know how many people stop on their path to 100,000 because this wasn't set up for them? This is the price you have to pay for freedom on the other side. Here's the bargain. The bargain, James, is you're gonna be underpaid for a pretty significant period of time. This is every entrepreneur's bargain, by the way. How many people have been an entrepreneur outside of network marketing? Raise your hands, please. Keep your hands up if you were underpaid for a significant period of time. I don't think more hands went up. You're going to be underpaid for a significant period of time. This is called paying your dues. This is called laying the groundwork. This is called building a foundation. This is called building some skills. This is called creating some duplication and some systems inside of your organization. You're going to be putting in more work than you're getting out in time. And it's not going to make sense financially. It's not going to make sense to your family, not going to make sense to your friends, not going to make sense to your prospects. It's not going to make sense to anybody. But here's the entrepreneurial bargain. You're going to get underpaid for a pretty significant period of time. You're going to get fairly paid for a pretty short period of time. And then the other side, you're going to be overpaid for a long period of time. You're going to be paid for stuff you did a long time ago. You're going to get rewarded for not necessarily a lifetime. That's a little overstated, but you're going to get overpaid for a long period of time. In most cases, longer than you were underpaid. How many? Well, I'm not even going to ask because you're not going to acknowledge it. I'll just say, a lot of you in this room, you know you're overpaid based upon the effort you put in the last 30 days. You know it. You know it. Yeah, they're like, yeah, I know. I know. I'm not going to say it, but I know. So the underpaid is worth it to get to the overpaid. Here's what the rest of the world does. They trade time for money at 10% of their value. You can do that, have consistency, have benefits. You know, think you have consistency, you don't. Think you have security, you don't. The new reality, people on average, guess how long they're staying at a job? 3 years. 3 years. Either they get laid off, fired, find a new place. There's disruption in their profession. They got to find a new thing, learn a new skill, 3 years. Or replaced by AI. Gonna happen. That's the bargain. Then talk about building belief. James, in this process, I'm going to help you build unshakable belief. All right. It's going to take a little work. We're going to do it through tell, show, try, do, help you become independent. What's going to be one of the most important things in order for you to be independent is belief. So where are we going to start? Belief in what? Belief in the products or services. How do we get belief in the products or services? Use it.
Oh.
So James, one of the most important things you need to do is to build your product story now. I joined, I used the product or service. Here's what happened. Keep it compliant, but here's how I felt. Here's what happened with my thinking, what happened with my results, what happened with my life. That's the best way. Now, in addition to that, you need to get educated. You're going to build a big business, you got to know about your products. You got to become educated about what it is that you offer, how it works. You know, you're going to be an ambassador for this product, you got to do it. But the best way to be an ambassador is use it yourself. Collect your stories, and then with the people on your team, start collecting their stories. It's going to build your belief. When your belief goes up, you're going to talk to more people. When you talk to more people, you're going to have stuff to say, experiences to share. It's going to be easier and easier because the stronger your belief, the more duplication you're going to have on your team. Make sense? All right. Number 2 is in the company. We're going to help you build belief in the company by being at the company conventions, by being on the Zooms, by learning about their achievements, by learning about their awards and accomplishments. You're going to become solid. If anybody asks you about that, in the meantime, you can ask me, or if your prospect has a question connected to me, I'll answer it. But becoming educated about this is important. not necessarily day one, but longer term, most of you that are top level people, you can rattle off about your company. Build unshakable belief about your team. Here's our team has an unfair advantage, and here's why. We got these systems, and we have this culture, and we have, you know, camaraderie, we have friendship, we got competition. It's an amazing team. Build belief in that. And the way I'm going to help you build belief in it, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you our team, I'm going to involve you in our team, I'm going to connect you to as many people on our team as possible. Belief in the system. What I'm sharing with you, James, right now is the system to launch a new person, which I'm doing with you. And I'm going to teach you how to do it with other people, step by step. Belief in network marketing. You might have some limiting beliefs when it comes to that, what other people think. I'm going to help you with that belief. Education, understanding, truth, data, statistics, all of it. And ultimately, what I'm going to help you do is help you build belief in yourself. You might be doubting yourself, and that's okay. One of the greatest gifts you can give another person on your team is to let them know that you believe in them and why. It was one of the greatest gifts I ever got. When I first got involved, my very first day, I heard my mentor say to some friends, see that kid? That kid's going to do better than all of us combined. I heard him say it. And I was like, wow. I didn't want to make him a liar. You know, like, yeah, I thought the kid was going to do good, but yes, I was wrong. Didn't want him to have to say that. So I set out to live up to his expectation. And I will tell you, every one of you, I'll give you an assignment, maybe to do during your lunch break. Write this assignment down. I want you to pick one person on your team that you've never said this to before, that you believe in. I want you to send them a message. I want you to tell them how much you believe in them, what you see for their future, what your vision is for their potential, and why. I just wanted you to know. I'm expecting great things. Watch what happens from that. Watch. It's one of the greatest gifts, pouring your belief into somebody else to help them see a bigger vision for themselves. And finally, with James, I'm just going to make sure we're going to take a quick inventory, make sure that James has joined the company in the most effective way. Because if we're going to assume success, what do you want to duplicate within your organization? Everybody comes in at the absolute lowest level, or everybody comes in at the highest level? Highest. You got to let them know why. Why? A million reasons. One is you're going to tell your getting started story for the rest of your career with this company. Which story do you want to tell? Which story is going to make more money? You only talk about a difference between, you know, small, whatever, hundreds of dollars. Wouldn't you rather tell the story, even if it was hard for you to do, painful for you to do? It's an even better story. I didn't even have it, and I still did it. Best decision I ever made. What's going to duplicate through your organization if you have that story? More people rising to that level. Here's what, there is a bit of a epidemic in the world today, just not just network marketing, but here's the epidemic. You know what it's called? It's a disease, actually. Minimum disease. What's the minimum I have to do to join? What's the minimum I have to do to qualify each month? What's the minimum I have to do in order to be able to get a spot on the incentive trip? What's the minimum I need to do to get up and be recognized on stage? What's the minimum I have to do to get to that rank? What's the minimum? And if that's your mindset, guess what you are? Employee-minded person. Entrepreneurs don't think in minimums. They think in leverage. They think in scale. They think in vision. They think in stretching themselves and others. They think in painting a vision in the future that lets everybody know it's worth the sacrifice today. Here's the thing, like my mentor, I told you I didn't like home parties and I didn't like recruiting necessarily. It was my favorite thing in the world. Why would I do the home party? So I can get 1,000 people to do it. Why would you join at the maximum instead of the minimum? So you can get more people on your team to do that too. Whether you have minimum disease or maximum disease, maximum's not a disease, maximum, minimum disease or maximum mindset is totally up to the leader. What culture are you creating? Are you creating a culture that rewards minimum? Some of you are apologizing for your opportunity in the presentation. Now, I know now's a tough time and I know money's scarce and I know the holidays are coming up and I know you're trying to figure out your Christmas and I know that, you probably don't have a lot to invest right now. And I'm sorry that it costs this much, but you can just get involved for a free sign up and buy a few products. Well, it sounds bad, right? You want to know what's being said around the world right now from millions of network marketers? What I just said in various forms.
Marty, yes.
We literally take our doubts and limiting beliefs and we give them to the prospect before they even had a chance to think about them. All the time. Or we say, look, James, let's assume success. We got a $500 package, we got a $1,000 package. Right? Let's assume success. It's only a $500 difference for the rest of your career's leverage. It's the easiest decision you could make. It doesn't make any difference to me. It makes a huge difference to you. How many more people do you want on your team that have a little skin in the game? Have a little bit more sacrifice? You know what's been interesting the last 3-4 years? Some of the higher ticket organizations out there selling more expensive products and higher ticket to join, they cruised right through pandemic and post-pandemic. All the free sign-ups, sign up for $50, waiving the sign-up fee for the rest of eternity. Come on in, free, easy, nothing, no commitment, no sacrifice. Everybody's involved. What's the quality of the people that you're getting from that?
They want
Minimum. It's garbage quality. How long are they staying? How long are they ordering? What's the negative impact on your team of seeing all those zeros in their back office? What does that do to their belief? This is your decision. What kind of culture you're going to create. And this is the foundation of duplication, right? This is the initial crucial conversation. So you're going to be going through this crucial conversation, and at the end of this crucial conversation, listen. Well, I'll plant a few more things first. I got a little time. As you launch, James, there's 4 stories. There's some stories that I want you to focus on. Stories are very important in our business because we're using word of mouth advertising. And the more evidence we can represent
I'll try. I think there's one we have.
to the world, the more people are going to say, well, proves out. So first is your why did you join network marketing story? We're not gonna have time to go through that today, but it's your background, what you didn't love about it, you found a solution, how you feel about the future. Your background, what you didn't like about it, you found a solution, how you feel about the future. I'm working with James. James, what was your background prior to network marketing? College student, all right? And whether, let's say you was a college student, that's all you were doing. What were you going to college for? To be a doctor. All right, did you ever become a doctor? All right, you didn't become a doctor. So if it's a college student, it's like, hey, I'm a college student. It was great. I was studying to be a doctor. I didn't know if that's what I wanted to do. I was conflicted. My family wanted me to go one way and my peers wanted me to go another way, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I felt lost and adrift. And then I was presented with the solution. I found something that fit me like a glove. And now, instead of being worried about what I'm going to do with my future, I'm very clear about what I'm going to do with my future. You're a teacher. Anybody ever been a teacher here in the room? I love teachers. And it's so ironic that I'm a teacher a bit now because I was the worst possible student. In formal education, I was a teacher's nightmare. Not really a nightmare. I was one of those invisible kids. You know, the invisible kids that you had in your classes. I was one of the invisible kids. Had potential, never stepped into an ounce of it. So formal education didn't work for me. But if you're a teacher, here's what I know about you. You could just say, you know, hey, I'm a teacher. I love to teach. I love when a student, you know, opens their eyes and sees a better future for themselves. I love when I can make a connection. But I'm not paid what I'm worth. And the hours are crazy, and they know I'm a little bit of a victim to my passion. They know I'm going to spend the extra hours without being paid. They know I'm going to take care of those supplies for those kids when the school doesn't have the budget for it. It's a political environment. Doesn't matter if I'm the best teacher on planet Earth. There's only so much I'm going to get paid inside of this school system. I got to deal with politics. I got to deal with people backstabbing me. I got to deal with all of this stuff. So even though I love being a teacher, there's some things that weren't great. And I found a solution. I found a company. I found a situation that I could be able to still teach, but be able to be paid for what I'm worth for the first time. I found a way to be able to move forward in my life without having to deal with politics and watching my back. I learned to be able to do all of these different things that gave me scale. And I still get to do what I love. Okay? And now how I feel about the future, instead of feeling like I'm being taken for granted or taken advantage of, with parents yelling at me about their lack of parenting ability, and I'm supposed to be the parent for these kids when they're walking in the door, I don't have to do that anymore. I can still participate where I want to, how I want to, but now I'm in control of my life, right? So I'm going to teach James whatever his story is going to be. Each one of you, we repeat it a few times because that's going to be your calling card when you go out to people. So your story, one of the 4 stories you need to learn to tell, your personal story. Second story you need to tell and create, James, is your product story. Your first 30, 60, 90-day story. I want you to treat this, James, like a documentary. Take the product, use the service, and document every single step of the way. How do you feel? What were the results? What happened? Because that story is going to be so powerful when you go talk to people. That's something you can do, right? And by me giving him this assignment, it's going to cause him to use the product more than he would have used the product had I not given him this assignment, which is going to build his belief in the product, which is going to cause him to talk to more people about his product. And it's a virtuous circle. Next. Your getting started story. Tell people I started in my business on this day. And in my first 30 days, this happened. In my second 30 days, that happened. In my third 30 days, this happened. And if it can work for me, it can work for you. If I tell James that his 90-day story on his business is going to be a great duplication tool, if he does it right, it's going to cause him to take action he wouldn't have normally taken. As if there's like a hidden camera following around. If any of you had the gift of a hidden camera following you around, your productivity would be way different than what it is right now. I promise. So that story, first 30, 60, 90-day story, is critical to getting started story, and document that. getting started as far as what package did you pick? All of that stuff. And then what did you do with the opportunity? And I give a couple other quick things and I'm gonna bang through these things, okay? I give them a quick success plan. Here's how we're gonna start. Here's how to approach your hot market. Here's how to find your first customers, find your first distributors, connect to third-party tools. Here's the tools that we have. I'm gonna give them a roadmap to core rank. How long do you want it to take to get to core rank?
Oh, you did?
Anybody not understand what core rank is? Most people understand? Core rank, let me give you a quick kind of summary of what a core rank is in your company, because it's different for every company. It's a rank that you can get to in the first 30 to 90 days with a reasonable effort. It usually has a little structure to it, meaning customers and a couple distributors, small number of distributors, but it doesn't have to have distributors. If your company's just volume, it's just volume, fine. Third, you can take that building block and build all the way to the top of the company. Get somebody to core rank, get the next person to core rank, get the next person to core rank, and just keep building those building blocks and build the whole building. And fourth, it earns about $300 to $500 a month if you're qualified at that rank. Okay, so James doesn't need to understand the whole compensation plan. He just needs to understand how to get to the core rank. That's all he needs to understand. So we're going to map out a roadmap to get to core rank. How long do you want it to take? The shorter the story, the shorter the time length to get to core, the better your story for the rest of your life. Right? If you could say, I got there and I got it done in 2 weeks, you're going to tell one story to every prospect. If you say, I got in and it only took me 2 years to get to core rank, it's going to be another story to tell to your prospect. Now, if some of you, here's the great thing about our business. Any day you wish, you can mentally restart. You can say, I was just kind of fooling around in my business. I was just kind of joking around. I was using the product, hanging around a little bit. And then I decided to start on this day. And let me tell you what happened in my pursuit of core. Just reframe it and off you go. You can create fresh stories anytime. Totally up to you.
On my lap matters, but.
Talk a bit about time management. James, how much time do you have a week to commit to this? Give me a number. 10 hours. I let him know the magic of 15 minutes at a time. 15-minute blocks. Our business can be built in 15-minute blocks very easily. Take 15 minutes, start some conversations. Take 15 minutes, respond to conversations. Take 15 minutes, do a presentation. Take 15 minutes, do a Zoom. Take 15 minutes, follow up. Take 15 minutes, get somebody started. Take 15 minutes here and there. 10 hours a week is 40 15-minute blocks in a week. 40, just 10 hours. But it's highly focused, very efficient. This empowers a lot of people that don't feel like they have a lot of time. They can find 15-minute blocks. Then I give them a friendly warning. In every crucial conversation should be a friendly warning. James, as soon as you make this decision, you decide you're going to change your life, guess what's going to happen? The universe is going to test you. Your subconscious brain is going to go on the attack. Your friends are going to freak out. I mean, weird stuff's going to happen. I mean, literally, you might not think that you have the ability to change the actual weather, but you do. Your decision to start an entrepreneurial journey, it'll start raining, it'll flood, people will get sick. Family members will get sick. There's going to be crisis at the office. There's going to be drama in relationships. You're going to be tested. But if you'll stand in the test, if you be the lighthouse in the storm, the universe is just seeing if you're serious about being an entrepreneur. And we should say, no, I'm serious. And most of this is going to be in your subconscious brain, by the way. Once you stand in the storm, the universe is going to say, let them go. you'll pass the test and you'll be ready to step into entrepreneurship. But I just want you to know it's gonna happen. It happens to just about anybody. How many people here in this room, anytime you decided to take your business to another level, the universe tested you? Anybody? Take a look around, everybody. Just the whole world. Is it better that I warn him? He's gonna go, I thought you were kidding. That really happened. Universe tested me like crazy. And then finally, I give him an assignment with a deadline. Never end any conversation without an assignment and a deadline. Here's the next thing that you must do. And it might be multiple in that getting started crucial conversation. It might be something about product. It might be something about making a list. It might be something about making sure that he got started at the highest possible rank. It might be attending the next Zoom. Give them a little checklist of things to do to get more connected and more productive. Okay? It could be a simple one assignment with a deadline, or it could be a handful. Keep it easy though. Don't want to freak him out. This is like 20 to 30 minutes. Bang, 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 bang. And I've given you kind of a rough framework. You can use this to turn it into your own structure. But if it's not written, it's not a system. If it's not written and it's not the same throughout your organization, you're not going to have duplication. You're going to have pockets of it and you're going to have misses. So look, Robbie's going to come up here in a bit, but before he does, he's going to share some things with you. My greatest joy is this. Who got value from this crucial conversation to be able to start? This afternoon, I'm going to give you a lot more duplication tools, some fundamental systems that you need to put in place. You cannot have true duplication without systems. So I'm going to teach you, I'm going to let you know the systems that you need to begin to develop and strengthen within your organization, how to strengthen them, how to get it to the point that everybody knows the system, everybody does the system, and it works. Okay? Because if you can get systems, think about great businesses. All great businesses have systems. That's all they are, is a collection of systems. And network marketing as a profession is surprisingly weak. If I asked you to show me your written system for getting a customer, could you? What about the system for getting a customer to begin using the product? Do you have a system for that? Or is it ship and hope? Be honest. Is there a system to actually see if they're really using it? Is there a system to add a month or two of retention onto that product? Is there a system for bringing in new distributors, a recruiting system? Is there a system for onboarding? Is there a system for keeping those distributors close to the fire longer? Is there a system for getting people to events? Is there a system for identifying leaders? Is there a system for developing those people into leadership? Is there a system for personal development inside of your organization? Or is it just a thought? There's a difference between pro level, amateur level. Okay? So look, back to 1, 2, or 3. I want you to think about this for a second. There's no shame in being stuck. As a matter of fact, you want to hear something funny? I don't know, a year and a half ago, I sat down with a group of people and I gave them like 6 different book titles of books that I have in my head that I want to write. And I gave them all the titles. And one of them that won by far, it was like, write that one, please. The working title was How to Get Unstuck. Cool, got it. So I went home, started writing the book, and got stuck. Isn't that something? No, it's true, man. I got stuck. Stuck is a normal thing. Anytime somebody is engaging in new behavior, you're out there by yourself trying to make it work. There's no shame in getting stuck and there's no shame in getting help. Here's what's going to help you get unstuck. Proximity to people who are unstuck. That's one thing that's going to help you get unstuck. A roadmap that you feel like you can do where you're getting positive reinforcement from doing that correct thing and you're not second guessing it yourself all the time when it comes to getting that stuff done. Getting unstuck between what you should be doing and what you're actually doing, closing that gap. If I could wish anything for you, is to get that gap closed. Get yourself in an environment and learn what you need to learn. Change what you need to change. So you're not living with that gap for the rest of your life, because the regrets that you have from that gap, how bad you feel about yourself from that gap. Some of you are high earners and you still got that gap between what you could be doing and what you're actually doing. So whether it's what I would say the mindset, being stuck in your mindset of getting yourself to do what you know you should do, that's one part. Second part is recruiting. If you're stuck not getting the recruiting results that you should be getting, or taking the recruiting action you should be taking, you've got to come up with some tricks, some tools, some coaching, some proximity in order for you to be able to unlock that. Get it behind you. Put it in the rearview mirror. Get that done with. You can learn it slow. All the stuff that we're teaching you this weekend, you should be able to go out there and learn. But it's the school of hard knocks. You can learn it slow or find an environment where you can learn it fast. Get it over with. Same thing with duplication. You can learn it slow, trial and error, or learn it fast. So that's one part. Unstuck. Mindset, recruiting, duplication. Second part is leadership. I never considered myself a leader. Growing up, when I started my network marketing business, I thought somebody smart was going to show up. You know, there's some people who come into town for a minute, but every day, all day, there at some point a genius is going to show up and they're going to teach us what we need to do. But in the meantime, somebody had to do something. So I just said, all right, I'll do it. Right? So I decided to do it just in case, or just until the real leader showed up and would take care of everybody. And I prayed for the leader to show up. And the leader eventually did. And it wasn't somebody else. It was me. And I never expected it. I consider myself a good soldier. I was a good second in command. I was a good behind the scenes strategist. I was not the front of the room guy at all. And I remember it's like, I don't know, 2 years in of just kind of, I'm not saying faking it, but doing the best impersonation I could of a leader based upon what I'd watched other people lead and how they led. How they handled situations, their posture, how they talked, how they walked. I changed my voice. No joke. I changed the way I spoke to speak how leaders spoke. And I just did the best I could in the meantime. And I remember there was some crisis showed up 2 or 3 years in. And somebody asked, what are we going to do? And everybody looked at me. And I went, oh, you want me to lead you now? Okay. I'll do what the great leaders that I've been modeling would do. I'll do my best. I'll try not to act like too much of a big shot. I'll serve. I'll fill the role. And I stepped into that. But I mean, it took a lot of time and a lot of pain and a lot of mistakes and a lot of resistance and all kinds of different issues. What I would wish for some of you are good soldiers.
I love those shoes though that he's got on there.
You're really good soldiers. You fit good into somebody else's system. You go out there, you're good producers, you're workers. You can recruit. You can duplicate. You got some fundamental skills. You can go out there, but there's a gap in leadership. There's a gap in leadership. And I used to do an event. Robbie's going to tell you about it. I used to do an event called Beyond Leadership. 4-day event, deep dive, immersion event. We talked about people who are kind of category 2. They want to step into another level of leadership. That was the event for that. And I haven't done that for like 4 years. But how many in the room have ever been to Beyond Leadership? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They'll tell you. I think there's more 7-figure earners that came out of that 4-day deep dive. I mean, and it's no joke. If you don't have fundamental skills, don't come. Because it's just going to absolutely smash your brains. But if you have fundamental skills, I'll teach you how to take those and go to the next level. It might be something for you. It's not for tourists. It is hard talk, direct talk. You're going to leave there with a roadmap to become a more effective version of yourself as a leader, if that's something interesting to you, okay? Again, accumulation was goal number 1. And then it was contribution. Now it's contribution at scale. I've helped 1,000 people get to $1 million a year in network marketing. Helped tens of thousands of people get to 6 figures. That's how I measure my impact now. And I want the same for you. It's not enough that you can pay your bills. That's fine, but it's empty. You know it's empty. There's only so much stuff you can buy. There's only so many vacations you can go on. I'm just telling you, when you find a way to make the legacy not in your earnings or your rank, but in your people. How many 6 and 7-figure earners can you lead into a higher version of themselves in your people? There's nothing like it. Nothing in the world like it. And at the risk of offending some of you, because you're here, you're here, you're hungry, otherwise you wouldn't be here, right? But the risk of offending people around the world, my friends around the world, if you get your needs met, you get your bills paid, you built up a nice little residual income, you now have wisdom, skill, knowledge, ability, experience. And you're going to take those and go away without giving them to other people. In my opinion, it's the most selfish thing in the world to do. Truly. All of that wisdom, pour it into the next generation. I promise you, I know some of you feel like, no, you don't understand. I need a break. I can also show you. And for the big leaders, we're going to talk Sunday morning. We'll give you the debrief from the CEO summit and all that stuff tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. The 250 plus earners. I could show you how to build a life that you do not need a vacation from. I could show you how to do it without putting yourself on the cross, nailing yourself to the cross, and abusing yourself and your family and your health and your relationships. I can show you how to do that, I promise. One of my limiting beliefs is if I have to go to higher levels, it's going to be more pain. That was my belief for a long time. I just have to have more and more and more pain, more sacrifice. My family's going to get more upset. My health is going to get more deteriorated. All of that stuff. It's not true. It doesn't have to be true. You have to just approach this by design. By design. Okay? So please don't take the great stuff that you have and go from being a leader to an ambassador. Showing up at the events, being on the Zooms, kissing babies, taking selfies, doing little keynotes at your company events, signing autographs. You want to live forever? I'd like to. My anti-aging doc, you'll hear from this weekend. He says if I can make it to 70 without any major systemic issues, 120 is a lock. I'm like, I'm in. But if you want to truly live forever, I'm going to shoot for 120. We'll see what happens. But if you want to truly live forever, you know how you do it? Pour yourself into somebody else. Pour your wisdom into another person. Pour your knowledge and your skill into somebody else. That's the greatest joy in the world. There's nothing like it. So we've said, do for 2 to 5 years what other people won't, so you can have for the rest of your life what other people don't. 2 to 5 years to go run away is shame, tragedy, in my view. Build a life that you can live with and never need a vacation from, where you're filled with joy and contribution, and a little piece of you lives around the world for generations and generations and generations. That's the side benefit of what it is that we get to do. All right, so Rob is going to tell you some of the ways that you can either take what I'm telling you right now and run with it, or we can do some stuff together and get it done faster. I do believe time matters. So pay close attention. And I think 12:45, we're going to go to lunch. So about 40 minutes. We're going to go to lunch. We're going to have an extra long lunch. So pay close attention. This is really important if you want to go fast. All right. So I love you all. Bring back Robbie. Come on, Robbie.
Stand up, everybody. Everybody in the back, let's stand up. Stand up. Stand up, everybody. Let's go. Awesome. High five your neighbor. Tell them you're awesome.
Do it again. Say you're awesome. Find someone else. High five them. Say you're awesome. Oh, you're awesome. Awesome. Oh, almost missed it. There we go. Awesome. All right, everybody, go ahead and have a seat. If you're at home, give me an air 5. Give me an air 5 if you're at home. Bernard, I got it. Adri Smith. Stephanie Davison. Stephanie, you look very Stephanie-ish. It was a male Stephanie. I'd never met a male Stephanie until I stepped onto the GoPro stage. All right, everybody go ahead and sit down. This is my favorite part of the event for me. And it's not just because I get to be up here. Genuinely, it's very nerve-wracking to stand in front of some of the best speakers that I've ever seen. And I coach speakers. And so when I watch others come up here and share, whether it's a panelist or I watch Eric or I see others, I am blown away. And every time I come up out here, I'm just like, don't fall on your face, bro. You worked for this moment. You literally begged Eric for the opportunity to talk about some of the programs he has. And that's where we're at right now. How many of you, let's find out, how many of you had some great value so far today? Raise your hands. Okay, so much value. Okay. Who here would absolutely love to know what the next step is going to be for you personally, though? Raise your hands. Okay, we're going to talk about some steps here today. And as we do this, I think it's important that I share my experience that I've had so far, because I'm overwhelmed with some of you. Your presence, the ability that you have to carry conversations and remain truly focused on other people. It's such a skill and it's so valuable in this world, and we just don't do it well enough. We don't have enough of this, of the personal face-to-face, the belly-to-belly, the interactions. And can you feel the value when you get it? For those of you that are here in studio, you can feel it. For those of you that are at home, join us next time. Come out here, because this is so powerful. And for me, when Eric did that activity yesterday with, go and start 100 conversations, it brought me back to 2015, where it was like him challenging me to do that in my business. And I know what it did for me. And it wasn't just in network marketing. It's great. I love the success that it helped me have a little bit there. But every conversation I have now, I lead differently. This is what I learned from Eric Worre. pick up your phone, you look at it and you go, who do I love? If I say, who do I love? It becomes very easy to make that starting conversation. Anytime I'm about to send a message, if I just ask, do I love this person? If the answer is yes, that text message is so easy. Now, that's my experience so far. I feel loved. When you come and talk to me and say, thank you for what you're doing for the event, I feel loved. And that's what network marketing does for people, doesn't it? You feel loved? You feel that Eric loves you? I love that Eric's so compassionate and also very direct. I mean, he can be gentle with us or he can be honest. Now, which would you prefer? Honest, okay, but the truth what? Sets you free. Who said hurts? Truth hurts. The truth hurts, and Eric is willing to give us that truthfulness, and it's so powerful that he does. So I've had such a powerful experience. My background is events. I've been in the event space like my whole career, and I've done now, I mentioned yesterday, a lot of different events, and as I've done it, what I found is that, sorry, I'm trying to go, I went too far. There we go. What I found is that when I come to do an event, the majority of the time I've either been in charge, I've been on stage, or I've been working with the guru. When you have that chance, I'm not going to mention the people that I've worked with. We're not here to do any of that. I just want you to know, when you work with people who are high level, like Eric, that have had that huge impact like Eric has, you'll learn that not everyone's truly good at what they say they're good at. Have you found that to be true? You know, there's a lot of ego out there. So I told you that a couple of weeks ago was the first chance I got to meet Eric in person. And I remember taking a moment to just stare at him. I do this really, if I'm really intense, I get really starey and I'm staring right at him like, is he for real? That's literally what I was doing. I was like, and I asked him, I go, Eric, I gotta tell you, man, I've had a lot of these conversations, but he's so authentic. He's real. He has answers. He has solutions. And for me, I was basically begging him for the opportunity to be here to help facilitate the value. Now, what I found is that we really need to know how to find individuals like Eric who have a generic opportunity to help us when we're in network marketing. Inside our own companies and our organizations, our own teams, there's great value. But is there anyone on earth that has more understanding of this industry or in this profession? I promised myself I wouldn't say that. This profession, do we know, is there anyone who understands or knows more than Eric? So earlier, Eric asked you, where do you identify? Are you a 1? Are you a 2? Are you a 3? Do you remember doing this? Now, when you self-identified, that helped you to know where you're at currently. And isn't that important for us to know, like, this is where I'm at right now? And what if you could also help your teammates know where they're at? What if you could also help them understand how they can help their team members? When we start looking deeper down into our organization and use specific leadership skills, we create a true business organization that can thrive. So he did this, and to me, this is one of the most important things that we can do, is to identify where we are now. If we don't know where we are, how do we know where we're going? So when you self-identified, there were also some things that you needed to do in order to move forward. So how many of you found that where you were, either a 1, 2, or 3, made you want to either move forward or you wanted to learn how to get to the next step? I know we have some 3s here, but raise your hand if you felt that. Okay, you know, and we go, I'm a 1, but I'm hungry. Hunger creates that opportunity to go, and okay, and now I'm a 2. Because hunger can move me in that direction as long as I have a few of the right skills, the right mindset, and the things that I need in order to be successful. So depending on where you're at, everyone's going to have a different need for a breakthrough. Some of you are starting right now and you're saying, I talked to a few of you yesterday, and you're saying, you know, I'm brand new, you know, what should I do to get started, Robbie? I'm like, why are you asking me? I had one person tell me, well, I just don't know if I can really do this. I remember turning to the stage turning to the crowd and saying, look, isn't this validation enough? Can anyone do this successfully? What do you think? But will everyone? No. So who here will do this successfully at all? Not at all costs. Eric hates that. Who will do this successfully and take the necessary steps to get it done? Raise your hands. By doing it successfully, that's creating good behaviors. Good behaviors that we set an example for in our team. So when we can look at it and say, you know what, I am a 2, I am a 3, but I'm looking for that breakthrough. When we say, what is it that I need in order to get a breakthrough? I want to quiz you. I want to make this session a bit more interactive and find out what you think. What needs to happen in order for you personally to break through? Think about it.
No, you're good.
What steps do you need to take? What activities need to change so that you can have your breakthrough? Now, Eric says it really takes 3 things, whether you're 1, 2, or 3. There's really only a few things that we need. The first, we have to be very, very willing. This is a business of choice. One thing I love about this business, I bought a franchise back in 2010, like probably the worst investment in my life. You buy a franchise because there's a system already, right? And it's like, it's a system, like go buy a McDonald's franchise. What a great business model. McDonald's they have the worst food ever. You could go make a hamburger on your barbecue way better than McDonald's, but good luck competing with their business model. They have a manual when you buy a franchise at McDonald's, and that manual is handed off to a 14-year-old kid and says, here's what you do. You got a manager in there that's maybe like 22, and they're running this multi-million-dollar location off of a script. Is that similar to the way we can manage our business? So if there is a script for how McDonald's does it, what if you wanted to be successful? Couldn't you just go buy a McDonald's franchise? Do you know how much they are? $1 million plus all the startup costs. Close to $2 million for McDonald's. Cool. Can it make you successful? Is it going to make you happy? Maybe. Maybe it's good, maybe for income, but are you going to be able to live your passion? Truly get to the place you want to get. So I love the idea of a franchise, and now I go do that. But the investment that it takes to get into a business like that, that's why we choose network marketing at first for a lot of people, because they're saying, I don't have to have $1 million and I can start. So when we're willing, we can choose in to a business model that gives us opportunity. That's what every single person here has done, and that's what we're asking other people to do when we ask them to be a distributor, aren't we? We're asking them to be willing. So let's see if we can get everybody on. I feel like I'm getting like 6, 7 rows deep, and then everybody else in the back is still like kind of here, but not fully. I want to make sure we get everybody. How many of you by raise a hand are fully willing? Raise your hands up. Okay, look around, guys. This is accountability to each other. To be willing. For those of you that are online, same thing. Say, I'm willing. Put it into the chat box. Awesome, Sharon. I see you right there. Coachable. That's the second thing. We've got to be coachable. If we're not coachable, we can't. If we're not coachable, we're not going to be able to learn new things. Have you ever run into the non-coachable mind? Oh my gosh. Are they here today? Anybody non-coachable here today? Oh man, it's frustrating. Have a conversation with someone, they got all the answers in the world. They're struggling through everything, and they yet literally are going to give you advice on all the things that you need to be doing in your life. Coachability is a skill. I remember my dad is the best coach ever. I had the best parents. I'm so lucky. I like literally was just like gifted life. I mean that. My parents are incredible. My dad, best coach, so good, just dialed in because he cared. And because he cared, and he was like my first example of a coach, I became ultra coachable. Everybody that I tell you, from the very beginning of my entire career, in every single area, I always found a mentor. Who's the mentor? Who's the one that I can learn the most from? So the third thing is Eric talked about hunger. What does hunger really look like? What does it feel like? I think of the amazing day I had yesterday. Struggled to sleep, genuinely. Like I was like rolling around, going, "These people are amazing." Like it might sound like a lack of, not truly authentic from me because I'm over the top with it. I am overwhelmed by you, and I mean that. And as I woke up this morning, I woke up stood up. I literally threw my hands in the air, almost started crying, and said, "Thank you." That's the way I felt. Because hunger, thank you. That feels awkward for you to clap. But the hunger that I have to be in this room, to be around people like you, and to help you take next steps, it's a hunger that I feel. And it's like drives me from the inside. Do you feel that same way about your business? Do you feel that same way about your team? Now, many of you in this room and many of you online identified as a one. You say, okay, well, what do I do next? And Eric's laid the path very, very clearly for you. What do I do next? Well, if you feel stuck and you don't know what to do, you know you should be doing something, but you're stuck. You're unable to move forward. What really holds someone back when they're stuck? I want to see if you can get this, because Eric's been saying it. You got it. It's the mindset. Mindset is the issue. Okay, so let's say you can't get people to join you. Well, that's maybe not as much of a mindset issue. What issue is that? Recruiting. We've got to recruit. We've got to get people to join, so we've got to learn how to recruit. Okay, well, if people have joined us and we can't get them to move forward, well, what do we need to do? We need to understand duplication processes, get to the leadership level. So when we look at this and say, this is the way I feel, there's a clear path for you to move out of category 1 into category 2. But there are things we have to work on in order to do so. So what's next if you're a 1? What are the things that we focus on? What are the things that we need to look at improving? Well, we just mentioned it. We need to improve our mindset. What does improving our mindset look like? Because some of you have incredible mindsets already. How can you improve it? It's about awareness. It's about accountability to yourself. It's about being realistic. It's about reflecting on what your actual habits and skills are. And when we start taking those types of behaviors, our mindset does start to shift. How many of you found that when you got into network marketing, you got way better at problem solving? Raise your hands. Someone's got an issue and you're like, no big deal. Hey, the place is burning down. That's fine. We'll call the fire department. There's another room. I mean, we'll figure it out. That's the mindset that can be developed, but we have to get to that outcome where it's no longer an issue. I don't look around there. I don't look around the room to the live audience and say, we got some mindset issues here, man. That's not what I do. What I do, I look around the room and go, wow, we've got those that have worked on this. They've cracked the code on how to do better with their mindset. Second thing is that recruiting and duplication. I don't want to be the expert on recruiting and duplication. That's Eric. Okay. I do know that it's possible. I do know that your business is possible. So let me just ask you, do you feel that recruiting and duplicating in your business is completely possible for you? No or yes? Oh, yeah. If you're at home, do you believe recruiting and duplication are possible for you and your business? Sharon Hoot, Lisa Crisal, I think I got your name right. Michelle Kahn, Ariba Khan. Can we find Ariba in room 1 and just put her up behind here right now? Ariba Khan in room number 1, just put her up here. Love to do that. But if we can do that and see that we can actually make that commitment, this is my assistant. Say hi to Ariba. She's incredible. I love you so much. You are my favorite human being. Thank you for everything you do. I would never in my life be able to do anything that I do without you. Thank you so much. She's incredible. I told her about this event and I said, I'm going to put you on the screen at one point. We can take her down. Thank you, Ariba. I love you. So she's out in Pakistan right now. So different time zone than us. Now, when we know that we can do this and we have that belief, it's so powerful, so powerful. So that's for number 1. So we know what we need to do. Number 1s need to work on 3 things. Let's see if we can get them again. Number 1, we have to work on what? Number 2, we have to work on. Number 3, we work on. When we have these things in place as a category 1, we are bound to move forward. I always say live life in an uptrend. Find a way to live life in an uptrend. When you're doing that, you're always trying to find a way to improve. I'll never get stable. I'm never going to settle. Like Eric said, 2 to 5 years and then you don't have to, oh, come on. Get out of there. We got purpose. There's things to do and there's no one else on earth that's going to do it except the people that can hear me right now. So it's up to us to be able to get it done. So we have to know it's possible. Now, If you're a category 2, now what? First of all, you're hungry. You know, you got that mindset. You've got some skills, you know, you can recruit, you got a good work ethic, you know how to run events, things like that. You want to be a better leader. So if you're sitting in category 2 and you're saying, okay, that's really resonates. Well, what do I need to do? What's next? You mentioned, what's your name? Rhonda mentioned leadership and how leadership is important. And I think when we talk about leadership, people go, I'm a good leader. I'm a good example. I had somebody tell me at my convention one time, you're such a good leader. I'm looking down my downline going, where's all my leaders at? If I'm so good as a leader, maybe I was good on stage. Maybe I was a good example for being nice or having a good conversation, but leadership isn't just about being able to have a conversation. It's so much deeper. Now imagine, I know that a lot of you here would consider yourself good leaders, and I look into your eyes and see you as good leaders. What if you could look down at your team and you could recognize leaders? You could not just know what leadership is, but you could look into your team and future cast leadership. Look at people and say, right there. And yes, I am looking right at you. Right there. There's the leader. I know it. I can feel it. What if you could identify leaders? Is that a skill? If you can identify leaders, if you can develop leaders, very different business when we do this. In network marketing, this is Eric. In network marketing, there's nothing more valuable than a leader who can lead leaders. First of all, is that true?
Yeah.
Absolutely true, isn't it? It goes further though. It's not just about leading leaders. It's also about identifying them, developing them. Because if we identify and develop leaders in our organization, now we have the ability to create the momentum we're looking for. Because we have movement and good behavior happening inside our organizations. So be a leader. That's one thing. Learn to identify leaders on your team and know how to develop those leaders. Now, leadership is something I love to teach. I've never seen someone teach it as powerfully as I saw Eric Worre teach it at the CEO Summit. I know I'm like a broken record. I'm like obsessed with the guy. Like I am totally geeked out on Eric Worre, period. I was in there, I sat right back there and I'm watching all these CEOs and he's going through leadership. And he talked about 5 successful traits of a leader, 5 leadership, I think it's skills or traits of a leader. I can't remember how he framed it. He talked about those 5 things. And as I was looking at it and watching these leaders do it, he asked a question. He said, who here believes, and this was the CEOs of the companies, that you have leaders on your team that possess these 5 characteristics? I want you to think of those leaders and then tell me how many in your entire company they have. Out of 60 different companies represented, there were very few hands going up that said, I can identify leaders that have all 5 skills. Now, I'm not trying to say that they don't believe in the team, the field, or any of that. What I'm saying is they recognize true leadership is developed and continuing to be developed and constantly something that we're working on. What Eric was helping them realize is that leadership can be trained. However, with the proper leaders on your team, you have the ability to grow, but we need to be able to identify them. So when he went over those 5 leadership skills, he was showing them, here's how you identify people on your team. Here's the 5 different skills. If they have this, well, maybe they don't have this, but they have this. Well, maybe they don't have this, but they have this. They got 3 of the 5. Well, what does that do for us when we're a leader? Especially if you have a system, if you have a process, a leadership pathway for members of your team to learn from you or from Eric or from others to be able to gain the leadership skills. So when Eric was teaching that, he also went into the different leadership styles. He talked about 4 different leadership styles. And I'd heard it before, but not like this. He explained, he's going, these are the 4 different leadership styles. And if you know each style, one of them was to give assignments. That was one of the leadership styles. I'm not going to remember all of them, guys. Sorry for that. But the leadership style of being able to assign something. The employee mindset needs direction, don't they? They need something to follow, and their employee mindsets inside the network marketing profession. True or untrue? Absolutely. So if we have that mindset and we recognize that as a leader and we have a leadership style that can match what they need, now we can develop these leaders. So learn to identify and create systems and pathways to develop leaders. Imagine what it would do. I want you to think about it. What happens when you can identify and develop leaders? What happens? Growth. What else? Duplication. What did you say? We love that word momentum, don't you? We love it, right? Get in front of the wave, right? The hockey stick. Well, the identifying and developing leaders, just ask yourself that question. If I were to create that skill in my business, if I were to create those systems for my team, what would that do? Where would we go? Who would we help? What would that look like for us? That's going beyond leadership. Leadership is being an example, and I'm good at that. Going beyond leadership is identifying and developing leaders, creating pathways and systems, and being able to know what to do at every stage of the business going forward. So I do want to ask, because we've kind of come to this point where we're like at a halfway point in the event, and I've gotten everything that I had hoped I could get. I got it in the first 25 minutes of the event. That was for me personally. I don't know about you, but I do want to find out. Have you guys enjoyed yourselves so far? Okay, I want to find out how many of you by raise of hand have felt like this has been absolutely worth every second, every penny you invested, everything. Raise your hands high. Okay, at home, everybody else, look at this. It's literally all of us. We know this. So more importantly, who would love to be able to spend some more time with Eric learning leadership development? Raise your hands high. Okay, all right, everybody grab your pen, grab your piece of paper, write this down, take a picture of it. The next Beyond Leadership is coming up February 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd, right here, the Worre Studios. Now, I'm gonna preempt this. We have a full room right now. We have individuals here who know they want people on their team to go and be in Beyond Leadership, which means we have leaders that are saying, I'm a category 3. I got a bunch of 1s and 2s, and I want them to learn these skills. Would it be wise for a 3 to help their 1s and 2s get to Beyond Leadership? What do you think? Very wise to do. Well, I want to make sure you heard me what I said right there. Let's try it again. Would it be wise for category 3s to encourage their team to be participating in Beyond Leadership? What do you think? This is that moment where letting people know, hey, they've got this event coming up. Getting it on your schedule. Because the moment I put the QR code up here and say, it's time, Beyond Leadership's open. There are people in this room already who've been to Beyond Leadership before, and they will immediately be clicking the QR code, going to the website, getting started right now. They say, I don't care if it's $25, $50, $100,000. I know what it's going to do for my business. So the 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd, 4 full days of knowledge and training from Eric. It will include some time up at the Worre residence, which we're going to be doing that tomorrow night. You guys excited for that? Oh, the perks of being here live in studio, and then you go hang out there. So they'll be doing that as well. And it's great. I love going to Eric and Marina's home, not because Marina is like the greatest designer, decorator, her home's beautiful, but because it helps me cast vision. Because I look at that, it would be so bad down in a place like this. It'd be nice to just live up on the hill like that, looking over Vegas, see the Sphere whenever you want to, you know. But I love that opportunity for us to cast vision, and that's what's going to happen here in Beyond Leadership. And it's about getting the necessary leadership processes and pathways and things in place so that we get to learn the necessary things to build the business and build leadership. So I do have a question. How many of you by raising your hand have been to the Beyond Leadership training before? Raise your hands, nice. Keep them up. Valuable? Worth it? Could you just, could we get a mic out here? I'd love to just get like a couple of people aside. I want to be on leadership. Before we do that, as they're bringing these mics out, I've got a short video I'd love to queue up. Carla, if you're here, I'd love to, Carla, if you're here, I'd love to also interview, but I didn't see her. So, but if we could really quickly cue Carla's video.
I came to Beyond Leadership because I rose to being the 5th person to hit the rank that I'm in right now in the company that I'm in, and I knew I needed more. So I wanted to be around a room full of like-minded people that I can draw from, learn from, and of course, learn from Eric on in a level that will allow me to elevate my business to the next level. Just trading ideas, like over lunch, just sitting, waiting for sessions to start. You know, we've been able to share different things amongst each other that will help us propel forward in our businesses. And the thing that I love about it is that there's no competition. You know, me sharing ideas with someone from another company doesn't take anything away from what I'm doing, and them sharing with me takes nothing away from what they're doing. And I love the things that Eric teaches about, you know, are things that I was struggling with in my business, like enhancing some of the systems and putting more defined systems in place that will help me to be a more efficient and effective leader. Beyond Leadership is for leaders, 6 and 7 figure earners who want to take their business to the next level. I've been a part of Eric's GoPro Academy since I learned of him, and the tools and resources in there are absolutely phenomenal, and they've actually helped me to get where I am now. But I needed just a little bit more. I needed more advanced systems, you know, and with leaders who are 6 and 7 figure earners, high 6-figure earners and 7-figure earners, and Beyond Leadership is for you. If you're looking for an enhanced systems that will allow you to spend more time focusing on becoming a greater leader, come to Beyond Leadership. I mean, some of the things that I've learned already, and we're only like day one, I can leave today, and I have enough to take me through to, I believe, to get my team to the next level. But he thinks of everything. He thought of every single thing that we as leaders need to take our business to the next level. You have to show up to go up, and you have to pay to play. And if you want to play with the big dogs, you got to show up where the big dogs are.
Oh, I love that. You got to show up the big dogs. Is Carly here? I don't want to, I haven't talked to her, so I don't want to bring her up or anything. But if you don't know Carla, she's accomplished so much. She's been through so much, and she is such a kind-hearted individual going through so much. And if we could all, she's right here. Thanks, Sandy, you're the best. Okay, let's give her a nice round of applause. I'm going to bring Carla up here, nice and loud, bigger, bigger, bigger. All right, so I talked to Carla yesterday. She told me a little bit about herself. I said I didn't tell her this, but I'm going to give her about 2 minutes if you can, because we are short on time, but we want to hear from you about Beyond Leadership, but also about you. Tell us why you did it. Tell us what's happened since Beyond Leadership, and get us excited about what we get to do with Beyond Leadership.
Hi, everybody. Beyond Leadership was amazing. If you want to take your business to the next level, you want to be at Beyond Leadership. You get to glean information not only from Eric, because we all know Eric is amazing, but the relationships that you make with the people in the room as you're sharing ideas in between breaks. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I went to my first one and I didn't miss another one after going. It's intimate. It's just, it's awesome. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. And my name is Carla Neal Pierce too. I'm sure he said that. I am a 2-time 7-figure earner in the network marketing industry. And I am an example of what it looks like to keep going. What a lot of people don't know is I'm in the midst of my second battle with lung cancer. I beat it. I rang the bell the first time, came back. So I'm beating it again. So I get a—
Yes. Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But just an example of the relationships in the room, like I met Stormy. Stormy is somewhere in here. I met Stormy at my very first GoPro. And the relationships, you know, Stormy has checked on me, you know, as a result of meeting her at, you know, GoPro and Beyond Leadership. And as soon as I saw her, she gave me the biggest, tightest hug. And she's like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "I'm sleepy. I'm tired." You know, so, you know, she is helping me with that, you know, so it's just, it's something that you want to do to elevate yourself to the next level. You know, like I said, if you want to play with the big dogs, you got to go where the big dogs are. You know, like period, but it's been amazing for my business. I'm always rejuvenated and ready to run. Eric talks a lot about systems and, we talk a lot about systems at Beyond Leadership and how it's important. If you put those things in place, you put the systems in place, you have no choice but to grow.
Thank you so much, Carla. Let's give her a rousing round of applause, for real. You are gonna beat it. We are so proud of you. Thank you for being part of this community. You're amazing. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I was gonna go, but I want to make sure it's that time. Now, first of all, Carla, thank you. I met her yesterday. She put me on a FaceTime video. Someone on her team is a good friend of mine. And so he's like, oh my gosh, so we're having this conversation. And, my father's had, struggled with leukemia. And as I, have watched him deal with chemotherapy and radiation and things that have, been a benefit for him to help extend his life, have also made it challenging to even sit and be here. And the fact that she is doing what she's doing, when we talk about being willing, coachable, and hungry, I will almost always from this point forward have the vision of Carla in my mind, because she is showing that in the way that she is here today, being, energetic and doing what she can to help. So Beyond Leadership, when you get started, there's a bunch of bonus items. Now, for someone who says, well, I'm like a category 1, but that sounds incredible, the skills, the recruiting, the mindset, some of the duplication that we need to understand, those things are things that we're going to want to learn. And so included in the Beyond Leadership training this year as a bonus, they're including the GoPro Academy Level 2, which is a great tool, but it's also a great tool for your team to help them have the right training and the right skills and the right mindset and the things that they need to be able to improve. Now, the other bonus that they're going to have is this. We talked about doing an audit. In fact, we did a bit of an audit earlier on day 1 of your business. Has anyone ever done like a really deep dive audit with Eric on your business? Raise your hands if you have. If you've done a really deep dive. So a couple of us have. Now, those deep dives that Eric does, when he deep dives into someone's business, he identifies key things for every single leader to be able to apply every single time he does it. So no matter where someone's at, when he's doing a deep dive, he has so much experience in helping people assess where they're at, that deep dive creates a very good process for that individual to grow from. Well, Eric's going to be doing a deep dive like that on January 5th. So picture and imagine for a moment, you start your entire team with on the right step in January of 2024. What would that look like? Would it just be hoping they go to work? Or would there be a plan? Eric is going to walk those that are part of the Beyond Leadership training right through that plan. So included on January 5th, write that date down as well. We'll get you a time for those of you that get one of the seats that we have for Beyond Leadership. And I apologize in advance if the thing fills up right this instant, which it could. But the taking inventory on January 5th is what Eric's going to help you do in your business and help you to do a deep dive with your teams. Because it's not just about us, it's about doing it for others and going further and deeper. So that's also included as a training for Eric. So the event itself, once again, the 19th through the 22nd. And people are saying, of course, Robbie, well, what's the investment for me to go? And so I want to keep in mind, I know we have such strong mindsets in the room right now. For those of us that are saying, this is a business, I want to be able to improve. This isn't an investment in you. And it's not $100,000 or 25 grand to get to this leadership summit or into the Beyond Leadership training. In order to get started, grab your phones, grab your pens to write the website down. In order to get started for Beyond Leadership, it's only $10,000. And now for 4 days, you get a deep dive your business, learn the processes, learn the systems, install those things in your business. You can also go to bl2024.com. When you do that, you go to bl2024.com, you'll notice that we also accept crypto, stable coins, and USDT, I believe. So but that's right there as well. And so for those of you that are at home and you're saying, I want to do this as well, on your dashboard, you will see a button pop up. Program specialist. If you have any questions as we go through the next 2 days, I want you to go click that button on the program specialist, go talk to someone on the team. They can help you assess where you're at, help you to make the next step make sense for you. So BL2024.com or on your dashboard, make sure that you do that right now. As soon as it's full,